Hampton Roads has a long-running high school and college sports tradition. It's time to give them the spotlight they deserve. This is 757 Sports Talk. Here are Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
And good Saturday morning. We're starting a few minutes before 10 a.m. Eastern here, streaming all over the world, the globe. Cova Sports TV, also on the Facebook, the IG, Twitter, the X, the LinkedIn, all the different platforms. So interact with us all morning long as we talk all things sports, high school football, college football, pro picks at the end of the show. The other guy who's looking down and praying still is the coach, Ed Young. I am Matthew Hatfield. For those who didn't see it, I'll play it again here. I don't know what in the world we – What on earth was that? Were you in the morgue? What was that?
Bodies, baby. Body count. Body count. This was an interesting first week for me at Smithfield High School, where, as some people know, I've been hired as the new basketball coach. And also, I am a full-time sub in the building. My first assignment by Miss Cuffey, our principal, Patricia Cuffey. Miss Coach, I'm going to put you in the nursing program. Okay, I can deal with some nurses. No.
Nursing program or nursing home?
You're going to teach the nursing class until we hire a permanent teacher. They had just lost their nursing sub like a week before school started. So she said, you have a health background, correct? I said health, PE, driver's ed, athletic coaching is in my major. Okay, you got health, that's good. So here I go to a situation where when I flipped the lights on, what you saw to the left was a bunch of people on the bed. I almost went into Karate Kid stance. I thought I was going to have to do some harm on some people. I thought it was some real people laying in the bed. And then I realized it was dummies. And no, Matt Hatfield was not there. Somebody asked me when I said dummies, was it Matt Hatfield? No, he was not one of the dummies in that bed. He's coming up pretty soon in the water. That's different. So anyways, I am the acting nurse in charge of the
you were acting already.
It's crazy. I've got 2 double block classes, mostly girls. There's 2 guys in the second level class. The kids that already had it last year, seniors. And then, of course, I have the junior girls. They are about 12 of them first couple hours in the morning. So we did about Band-Aid, how to put a Band-Aid on, cold compress, how to do the Heimlich maneuver. I'm giving them bits and pieces here and there and here and there. And next week it might be how to wear the scrubs, how to put somebody's hospital gown on, and the hardest one in nursing, bedpan usage. That's all coming up. So Ed Young gets another chapter in his book of I am the nursing teacher, first time in my life. And hats off to the Alwite County people, school board people. That room where the nurses stuff is unbelievable. All the stuff they have in there. I thought it looks like a doctor's office, hospital situation. Those kids are really lucky. They did a great job. That place is bigger. It's a separate building. So I'm not even in the main building. That place, that medical place is bigger than my house in terms of length. So great situation. So it was an interesting first week.
Yeah, I would say so. You better. It reminds me. You talked about movies there. You mentioned Karate Kid. Actually, they had it on the TV the other day. I had that, and I watched the end of that and Sister Act 1 and 2. I love me some Sister Act. Well,
Sister Act is good.
Good movie.
I never got into Karate Kid.
Good movie.
I liked Sister Act wasn't bad, but I never got into Karate Kid.
And Karate Kid's not one of my favorites. Mr. Miyagi and Ralph Macchio there, but it's okay. It has its moments, Let's dive into all that's happening in the world of high school football. So we'll put on some football jingle and start with the big games from Friday night and also sprinkle in some sound from Thursday and Friday. We had a couple of interviews that we took in as well. But the big one, Ed, that we all highlighted, that we all really looked at across the state in Virginia that played on Friday in the 804. It was a defending two-time state champion in the Maury Commodores taking on the Varina Blue Devils. We have, of course, number one in the state in Class 5 on VirginiaPreps.com. Maury, number one in the state in Class 4. Varina, which you bicker with me about because you think it should still be four-time reigning state champion Phoebus. Phoebus, actually the last team, I believe, in the state to open its season, coming up next week against Denby. And they do have some key matchups coming on the horizon with, of course, longtime arch rival in Hampton and Warwick and Highland Springs. But Maury was in some trouble again. They were on the verge of dropping to 0-2 on the season, and the sky was about to be falling in Maury land, in Norfolk. Where's our man Daryl at? He needs to put some hexes on people, right? Well, he must have in the closing minutes because Damo Everett recovered from some interceptions, some miscues. The young, talented sophomore quarterback finds Javon Wiggins, the William & Mary commit. Commodores got on the board first with a 55-yard defensive touchdown scoop and score from Javonte Hughes. Varina battled back with that running game. They got three transfer running backs from three different schools, and Darren Williams from Henrico, Michael Farley Jr. from St. Christopher's. Don't shake your head with transfers. You might need to get some in the portal over there in Packerland at Smithfield. Stop shaking your head. It's the age. It's the world we're in. Get over it. Get over yourself. Let me finish what I have to tell you about the game before you go on a transfer rant, which nobody gives a darn about except you and your old fuddy-duddies. I'm not defending it. I'm just tired of you shaking your head and getting on your transfer rant. By the way, the other transfer was Sir Paul Cheeks from LC Bird, otherwise known as Jesus and Cleats. Jesus and Cleats going to West Virginia. Pat McAfee shouted him out. Not the biggest of McAfee fans. Anyhow, nonetheless, got the running game going. Defensive struggle. End of the day, Maury wins by a whisker, 14-13. Doesn't matter if you win by 1 or 100. You get the W. We'll get to Oscar Smith's win over Warwick in a bit. We'll get to Kings Fork's win over Wise from Maryland. Ed called it. I didn't. In fact, I know people are upset in Kings Fork land. A couple people picked it to be a blowout. But your reaction to the Commodores avoiding 0-2, now 1-1 with Bishop McNamara from Maryland, thought to be not as great. 2-0 coming to Norfolk next week at Powhatan Field.
Well, I stayed with Maury. I thought they'd make the comeback, although it was a heck of a team have to play right after you lose that opening game against a very good opponent. The way they won is interesting. They really had to dig in, and it was definitely a struggle. But then again, you're playing Varina. But it showed to me, I'll use that word some coaches like to use, a moxie about your kids where, okay, you're coming off a loss. People are talking, oh my God, where goes the season? We're 0-1. Now you're playing somebody very good. You get behind. What can be done? Dig in, do what you're supposed to do, execute, believe, trust, and you get a 1-point win against an extremely good team. There'll be a few people thinking, oh, we only won by 1. What is going on? Those are the people who don't understand that the level of opponents Maury has played these first 2 weeks. But it shows the Maury kids and the coaching staff, we can win this type of game against this type of opponent. Put that in your back pocket because you may need it this coming week against another big-time opponent. So they'll be fine once they get into Eastern District play, yes. Now, Churchland is showing there might be a battle and when that game comes up, and, of course, Lake Taylor. But anyways, they're quite not at the level of what they just played now.
There we go. Thank you for tapping the ear because apparently as we have like 16 things streaming all at once here on Cova Sports TV.
I know you're in a tizzy today.
I'm
so
not a tizzy. That's you because you wouldn't shake your head about transfers all the time.
I'd gladly take transfers if it's all legal, if what everybody else is doing. I have no problem with that whatsoever. It's just the way things happen. And you're right.
Transfer police now? Are you the transfer police now? And by the way, I will say this real quickly. For all the 804 folks, and there's a lot of them, and again, this is no knock whatsoever to Marcus Lewis and Varina. They got a great program, and they're going to be, I think, in contention for a state championship in Class 4. Although my first hits on Twitter, or the X last night, was about Savion Hyder from Louisa County. Did you see what he did last night, Ed? Savion Hyder, the 5-star running back going to Michigan? You didn't. You were sleeping. You didn't see it, did you?
I got to get up every morning 4:30 now. I got to get my rest somewhere.
You were sleeping. Okay, it's fair. I'll tell you what he did. Louisa blanked Cortland. The Massey simulator had Cortland winning. The 5-star Michigan commit, 16 carries for 328 yards and 3 touchdowns. I'd like to have him on your fantasy team. That's why he's the number 1 prospect in the state. And Louisa, in the same region as Dinwiddie, Huguenot, and Varina, can be heard from. They might have to go through the jungle, those other teams, to get to the state playoffs. But I heard from all the 804 folks about how Varina's going to, Maury's demise is coming. It was, maybe a little exaggerated, and they were going to beat him. And people were, they were stomping on the 757 teams like Maury and Smith, and didn't quite turn out their way. So anyhow, let's get to how Oscar Smith did before we get to the Kings Fork game from Friday night. And by the way, you see the news that just came out about Davey Johnson, longtime skipper of the Mets, led them to the World Series, passing away at the age of 82. So thoughts and condolences there. He was a beloved manager. Oscar Smith, 24. Warwick, 6. Remember the Raiders, we played it on our Sunday night special. If you missed that, it's up there on the podcast page on Cova Sports TV. Go find it. We had the interview with Thomas Sykes after his team's 3-0 loss to Mallard Creek of North Carolina. Tigers get a great game, Ed, from Lonnie Andrews III. He slings it for almost 300 yards through the air. 3 TDs, a couple of them going to Charles McGlown, who had more than 150 yards receiving. Warwick really locked in on Travis Johnson, the Michigan 4-star commit at wide receiver. Put Cartier Carey on him, did a pretty good job defensively. He, along with Tracy Pope, led the interception last week, helping Warwick's defense stay in it. Penalty-filled game. But as I'm sure people that were at the game, our man Derek, I think, was at the game. Our man Woody was at the game. So if they're tuning in, they can chime in about this game. But Oscar Smith gets it done with hard-nosed defense, really good passing attack, and they flex their muscles to get back to 1-1. And that battle with Kings Fork is not too far off in the distance, sir.
Yeah, I kind of felt Smith would make their comeback after their opening game loss against Warwick. Again, no bad thoughts towards Warwick. I just think Oscar Smith's a little bit better. And Lonnie Andrews stepped up. Quarterback really stepped up, which was really good to see as he solidifies his place in among the best quarterbacks probably in the state, let alone the area. And again, for those people on the Warwick side, you lost to Oscar Smith. Okay, you didn't lose to Sisters of the Poor, so that's a tough. And you played a tough game, so they're going to be all right. And you're right about Oscar Smith coming up playing to people like Kings Fork, Nansemond River, Indian River. They're going to get tested, but they've already been tested in those first 2 games. So I don't have any problem with them probably passing those tests coming up also.
I think the big takeaway for me from that is Warwick, who's got Bethel coming up next Saturday at Darling Stadium. Bethel lost a close one in overtime, which we'll touch on here in a moment with the Church and Truckers on the road. The real takeaway for me, Ed, is Warwick's got to get the offense revved up. They just scored 6 points in 2 games, and we knew this was going to be a hard slate for them coming out of the chute with the likes of Mallard Creek from North Carolina, perennial championship contender, Oscar Smith, defending Class 6 champ, and Bethel, much improved with some athletes all over the field. But they don't want to be staring at 0-3 because now you can almost put it in stone. You're looking at a first-round playoff game on the road in 5B where you have Maury and Kings Fork and Nansemond River. You can still get to the 4 line, I guess, but you get to 0-3, it can be really dicey there.
Yeah, 0-3 don't sound good at all. And you're right, 6 points in 2 games. Mm-hmm. But again, two tough opponents, but you still got to put points on the board. No matter how good your defense is, you're going to have to score because if you don't, you're putting your defense on the field longer. There's a great chance they're going to wear out. Remember, in high school, a lot of those kids are playing both ways. So they're going to wear out. And now you're going to have all kind of problems. But I'll say this. Warwick being on the road in the playoffs, I wouldn't want to play him. I wouldn't want to play him. But, yes, it's an advantage for that team being at home, obviously. But Warwick will get better. As long as those kids don't start going crazy and giving up and doubting and whatever, they'll be okay. It's what happens when you play a tough opening schedule. That's just the way that it's going to be. That's why we talked about this before. You can open up against teams you can blow out. Some people call them cupcake U, so to speak, and build from there. Or you can play some really tough teams off the bat. If you win them, it looks great. But if you don't, say this, in high school, it can cause more problems mentally in terms of kids, doubting themselves, doubting each other, doubting the coaches. being made fun of by everybody else. It's too much can go wrong in those situations.
How's that basketball schedule coming along? You got a couple of cupcakes on there? Are you going to have hostess sponsors by chance? Any chance?
I think it's a pretty easy schedule. We're playing the top 4 teams in the Bay Rivers District in our first 4 games.
I know that. It's pretty district, but you got any cupcakes on the out-of-district slate this year?
Not yet. I don't know if I can find. It's funny. I've had some people say you need a game, and I ain't going to mention who is it. One person said, no, we're okay. And then somehow it got out about losing a lot of players from last year, like 8 or 9 graduates from Smithfield. That same person called me and said, hey, I think we have an opening in our schedule. And I said, good, I don't. Because
you did. You lied to him. Why would you lie?
Because
you did. You lied.
We were going to have a lot of veterans back.
You lied. Tell the truth. Say I don't want to play you.
No,
See you
I just
later.
told them I've got some people that are letting me know if we can work the dates out that they want to play. So I'm gonna go to them first, and we'll go from there later. Like I met with the kids. Finally met some basketball players Thursday night. We had our meet and greet, so I got to see some players and parents, and that was really good to see. Got to talk to a lot of kids. They look very ready to go. They're excited. They all came to me after to shake hands one-on-one, which really surprised. Most kids are going out the door or whatever, but every kid there came up to me and said, hello, this is who I am and whatever. So I really appreciated that. And I made this statement. I know the pundits like Matt Hatfield and so will say, Smithfield, they lost a lot of people and they got this old dude coaching them, so peg them for a bad season. I said, gentlemen, I didn't take this gig to have a bad season or go whatever. So get yourselves ready because we're going to win some games.
Yeah, that's your new customary line here. As we continue on here with the nursing supervisor, Coach Ed Young, I am Matthew Hatfield. You're watching 757 Saturday Sports Talk on Cova Sports TV. Hopefully you can find us on Cova Sports TV on YouTube today. We can't promise it, but if you can't, we're also available on X at Hatfield Sports, or the Twitter as they call it, IG, Hatfield Sports 2K4, Facebook, LinkedIn, VirginiaPreps.com, all kinds of ways to catch us. We're going to take a quick time out, though, and when we come back, we're going to ask you and get Ed Young's opinion on which 2-0 football team, be it in the 757 or anywhere in Virginia, is the most surprising. I'm rocking a 757 hat because we'll get to the Kings Fork Bulldogs when we come back from break. They beat Wise. Ed called it. He's the only one in America, ladies and gents, that called it. He used to coach at Nansemond River. He was a rival, but now he joined the dark side. He's with Smithfield. He can root for Kings Fork against Nansemond River. He can do that. And against Lakeland, he can do that now if he wants to. That's up to him if he chooses. But which 2-0 team is the most surprising? We'll get his take on that and hear from Coach Anthony Joffrion, Derrion Knight, and Ernest Jones Jr. as the Bulldogs had a double-digit lead, lost it, and recovered. It is 757 Sports Talk, powered by Cova Sports TV, and we'll be back after this quick timeout. Quack, quack. Yeah, quack timeout. I'm a quack. You're a quack. We're all quack, quack, quack. Hey, we might even hear from the ducks in the pond when we come back here on 757 Sports Talk. Don't shake your head. Shake your head up, not that way. Shake it up.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Like it. It's coming your way on Cova Sports TV. Now this from some of the sponsors that make it possible.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
Cova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit covapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Bacon cheeseburger for a limited time, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. Yeah, this is not the time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. And there's bacon on that burger. The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Now, for a limited time on the $7 Meal Deal lineup. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
All right, here with a couple of Kings Fork senior defenders. We got number 9, Derrion Knight, and number 6, Ernest Jones Jr. The Bulldogs end up rallying after having an early lead to win this one tonight, 27-19 over Wise from Maryland.
Forks up, baby. Let's get it.
Joffrion.
Yes,
Jump
sir.
in. We'll get with him in a moment. But let's start with you, Ernest. You got the game started with the strip, fumble, return for a touchdown. Tell me what you saw in that play. And that your first defensive TD?
Yes. Second.
Second one. You won last year. Okay.
Yes, sir. So, we practiced it in practice, So I just did what I'm taught, and, we executed.
All right. Be honest, Derrion. How hyped were you guys when you saw your guy number 6 over here going to the house?
I was very happy for him. I was running with him the whole time.
Derrion, you play opposite with Joshua Pittman, Virginia Tech commit, the big stud on his defense. What's it like to know teams are doubling him and you're just going to fly the football? You had 3 sacks tonight. How's it feel?
It feels amazing. I don't know. It just feels amazing. I don't even know what to say.
Sure. Ernest, tell me about this game tonight. You guys have the lead. You lose it. How did you keep your composure and poise against a really good team from Maryland that's won state championships before? I know that's what you guys aspire to do in Virginia this year.
Yes, sir. Our coaches just preach, fighting adversity every day. So that's what we did. We rallied. We just listened to our coaches, and, we did what we had to do.
For both of you guys, you can start off and then Ernest, you can follow up here. Derrion, what was the key in this game in the second half? Because it looked like it could go either way. What was the key for you guys to pull it out?
The keys was just to stick together and play as a team and don't turn each other.
Mm-hmm.
We faced some adversity, but we stick through it.
Mm-hmm. Ernest, how about what do you think? What do you think was different on the stretch?
Just trusting our technique, just trusting what we're coached, just rallying on together and staying as a family and staying together.
And for both of you guys, I got 2 more for you. Tell me what makes him such a factor on the field, and you go the other way. Tell me about what makes 9 such a playmaker for this defense.
Man, I could talk about this guy all day, man. He a humble guy, he just set the edge, and then he leave me free so I could do what I need to do.
All right, Derrion, what makes Ernest Jones Jr. a good football player?
He has amazing IQ, and he know how to make the field open, tackle. He know how to just make a play and get us home.
Sure. And lastly, for both of you guys, I know there's big goals. This is just one game to go. Plenty more at play, especially in the Southeastern District. But what's a win like this do for you guys, fighting through adversity to get it done?
It means a lot, but at the end of the day, we got to think about the weeks ahead, and, we're trying to go to state, so we just got to keep building and keep growing from this.
Yeah, just what he says, really just we got more games to go. We can't let our head get too big on this one.
Well, Derrion Knight, Ernest Jones Jr., and the Bulldogs, they showed the chomp tonight as they beat the Wise Pumas. Thank you so much. Congrats on winning, guys.
Thank you, sir.
This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk. Here are Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
So you heard from a couple of happy Kings Fork Bulldogs. Derrion Knight, 3 sacks. Ernest Jones Jr. scores the first touchdown of the season for Kings Fork on a defensive play, and they beat the Pumas of Wise 27-19. Heck of a ball game, Ed. Went a little back and forth in the second half after Wise made it a competitive 2-point game, took the lead 19-14. Panic would be setting in, but Zadarius win with that kickoff return for a score, and we'll hear from Anthony Joffrion here in a minute. But you picked the Kings Fork to beat Wise. You're the only one. What was your reasoning? It doesn't seem like you're at all surprised by what transpired over there in Suffolk. And this team, Maury's had a couple close results. They are breaking in some new faces, not as many powerful names. We see Warwick off to an 0-2 start. And while Kings Fork lost to Maury in the region championship last year, it was Warwick beating Kings Fork 2 years ago in the region semis. And they still have to play, do the Bulldogs, Nansman River, and Oscar Smith, and Indian River in the SED. And we'll pop that schedule up for them again here in a moment. But your reaction from what you heard from those 2 youngsters, and why did you pick them?
Well, in terms of why I pick them, the game with Maury, Wise, close game. Wise is not a national ranked team, but they're very, very good. And this time when Kings Fork coach Joffrion decided, well, I'm going to play somebody good too. He probably talked to Maury about Wise. How good are they? How do you think we match up? Probably got a good vibe. They were open. Wise was willing to come to this area to play, that's kind of why I said, you know what, I think Kings Fork will get this because they're coming here. The Kings Fork has a heck of a home field advantage. And I thought those kids would really be up for it to play a power. They played really well the last few years, but no state title. Coach decides to schedule a team that's very good among the East Coast teams. And I just felt with putting that stuff together and what Kings Fork has, those kids would really get up for it. Now, reading the markup of the game, listening to you, listening to the kids, they were up for it, and they had to lead, and all of a sudden, boom, a mistake, And Wise turns it into points. This is what really, really good teams do. They turn mistakes into points. So now the challenge is for Kings Fork, okay, calm down, stay together. Listen to the kids when they were talking to you about staying together, doing what the coaches ask us. And it's what I kind of alluded to a little bit earlier. They keep their mental the right way, dig in, and what do? They take a kick, 85-yard kickoff return back to take the lead. Here comes the momentum. People going nuts. Everybody's feeling good. Wise drops down a little bit mentally. Geez, we're on the road. This team is good. And works out. They get a win. And that's kind of those kind of things that played in my mind. And of course, I will say this too. The homer in me says, I want 757 winning everything. So that played a little role there too, because I'm not greatly immersed in these teams like you are. So that played a role in there too. I thought the kids did a great job on the interview. I love listening to kids interview because I want to see what their mindset is, talk about each other. When they mention about doing what the coaches ask us to do, staying together. The only thing I don't like about sometimes, and it's just the coach in me, when kids talk about we got to get that state title. We're on the road for state title. I like to tell our kids in our programs that I've had over the years, let's take care of today. Who's our next opponent? Let's put our energy into our next opponent. What do they do? Okay, we beat them. Yes, you want to get that state title. You practice every day like we're going to win a state title. At the meet and greet, some of the parents said, Coach, what are your expectations of the season? Blah, blah, blah. I said, well, I want to win every game. We'll practice that in that way. But I can't say, I don't even know who's on the team. I can't say we're going to win every game. I said, we open up with 4 of the toughest team in the Bay Rivers, all that. Let's take care of today, one step at a time, because sometimes high school kids can get a little bit crazy on that. So hats off to Kings Fork. It ain't over yet, though. They got the gauntlet of the SCD, and they are still a type of team that everybody wants to go after. So, but they show they can handle it.
Yeah, Indian River on Halloween, Oscar Smith on September 26th, and then the season finale of note is the Nansemond River game. So keep that one on the agenda, November 7th out there in Suffolk. And Woody chiming in, the Oscar Smith quarterback, Lonnie Andrews III, who we chatted about a little while ago, is the real deal. He said he's for real. Well, the star of the show last night, Ed, you love hearing from the kids. It's actually Coach Anthony Joffrion and his daughter. We're going to hear from them now here on Cova Sports TV. Kings Fork winning at 27-19 last night over the Wise Pumas. Here's what Coach told us with the little one.
All right, we're here with Kings Fork head football coach Anthony Joffrion and his lovely little one after a win, 27-19 over the Wise Pumas from Maryland here tonight. Coach, you've been hearing about it. All these Virginia teams struggling in out-of-state games, but you guys are able to protect home turf tonight after having a lead, losing it. Tell me, how does it feel to get this one done tonight?
I mean, it felt great, man. You know, our team, it wasn't the best game, but we just did everything to stay together. Special teams played special. Offense and defense, we fed off each other, even though offensively we set us back at times, but nobody pointed a finger. And this is the first time I've been part of a staff and kids that just want to win. And it's not about, blaming someone else or anything like that. I think it's a real team, a real family.
So many different playmakers for you tonight, from Joshua Pittman, the Virginia Tech commit, Anthony Henderson, DeAndre Artis-Boone, Zadarius Wynn giving you the lead back with his return for touchdown. Can't forget about the offensive lineman and your running back to Isaiah Gilliam, but Preston Hall also helped you out there too. The two unsung heroes for you, though. Let's talk about them. Derrion Knight with 3 sacks, and then early on, Ernest Jones Jr. with the strip in return for a score to set the tone.
Yeah, those kids, man, they're just special. Derrion Knight's been a 4-year starter. For him to finally, come out and, get some notoriety is really exciting. Ernest Jones, is the heart and soul of our defense. I was very excited for him to make a play like that. It was huge. I didn't even know he made it till he walked in the end zone. So, it was just a great night, man, a true team effort. And that's what's, really exciting about it.
Well, it happened so fast. I had to ask him from the box, keeping the stats, who did you strip on the play? He said number 3. Told you he was attentive of what happened. The NFHS network camera didn't even catch it because they were showing the replay. It happened so quickly. For you guys, what was the message at halftime? Because you had a double-digit lead, but you probably didn't feel safe knowing what Wise was capable of, and they also played Maury tight last year as well.
Yeah, so for us at halftime, it was really finished, even though we did the exact opposite in the third quarter. We didn't score. We had 2 turnovers.
Isn't that how it goes with teenage kids, though?
Yeah, it went really bad. Turnovers, just crazy stuff. But then in the fourth quarter, we did a great job bouncing back. Zadarius Wynn made a Zadarius Wynn type play on kickoff return. So, it was just a great team effort.
Your offensive line, you had that drive where you had 6 straight runs to get an 8-point lead from up a couple points, and the youngster's really excited. She's happy. She wants to go get some food, dessert, and some chocolate cake probably, or ice cream. But what's it say to kind of win the game with a physical approach down the stretch?
Yeah, it was amazing. Isaiah Gillum, his dad is actually on our coaching staff, so I kept telling him, like, man, he needs to run north. He needs to hit the hole. So Gillum, he kept bouncing it in the third quarter. And then the fourth quarter, he said, I'm just going to get north. So that's what he did. Then our offensive line is young. We got 3 guys, first-time starters out there. And, to go against a team like this with all this talent, they did a really good job of holding up.
You know how good your classification is in your region, in Class 5 Region B, the Southeastern District. You got teams you'll see with the Nansemond Rivers, the Indian Rivers, the Oscar Smiths. But to win a game in this type of fashion, you had a couple of these like last year. What's it do for the camaraderie of the group, the new guys and also the returnees?
Yeah, I would say, game one, is always like a weird game. Typically offenses struggle, defenses play well, and, and special teams is crucial. So I think this game, was just a really physical game. I'm glad no one got hurt on our team. I don't think anyone on their team got hurt as well, but it was just a really physical, well-coached football game. And that's what we were looking for to start out the year.
Well, 1-0 starts always better than 0-1. Thank you so much. Go enjoy it.
Yep.
So you heard from Anthony Joffrion there after the win last night at Kings Fork. Next game for them is at Deep Creek. Then they host Great Bridge for the Oscar Smith Showdown on September 26th. We currently have Kings Fork number 3 in the Virginia Preps Class 5 top 10 behind number 2 Green Run. We'll talk about Green Run a little bit later on in the show as they beat Kellum last night. Part of the Beach District's dominance. 4 of the winners, a combined 188-0. And they look to be in position for a championship like their basketball team had this past winter. And Maury's still number 1 despite the loss last week because they bounced back to beat Varina. But that game at the end of September will tell us a lot more. Get a win like they did last night can really do a bunch for the character of a group, can it?
Yeah, that you beat a really good team, especially for coming from behind, says a lot. That's to me in coaching, I think it's like the type of big win that you really need. You beat somebody really good, and you had to come from behind to do it. The best way would be on the road, obviously, but if you do it at home, still that's big time because it's a great chance to lose that game. And then, we say, well, at least we lost to somebody good if we're going to lose. But when you beat them, you don't have to say that now. Coach and his daughter, his daughter's not big on the long interviews. Here, Daddy, put the whistle in your mouth. Shut up. Come on.
He wants 2 questions and done to go get ice cream and cake, right?
She's ready to go. Chick-fil-A, whatever. Dairy, we got to go get some food. The little kids know. They dropped down a little bit. No disrespect, Deep Creek, Great Bridge, but come on now. They dropped down a little bit. So now the coaches this week will say, okay, that game's behind us. Let's pick it up. There'll be extra sprints in practice when they start goofing off. Almost always happens. Try to get their attention back. When they watch the Wise film, this football coaches are great at this. They win a big game at home. They're going to point out all the bad stuff. Look at this. We didn't block. I didn't even catch the ball here. We missed this here. You can't do this against Deep Creek. It'll cost us. The kids are sitting there going, yep. Okay, coach, sure.
Wait.
I know how kids are. I know how they are in the film.
You don't do that in basketball after you beat somebody. But didn't you break your hand punching a locker up 6 or 8 points at halftime? Isn't that true?
That was halftime of a game.
Okay, but you were winning the game and you punched a locker.
The locker got in the way. I keep telling you.
What?
I ran into the locker like this.
Oh, you ran in. Okay.
Right. Or the locker ran into me.
Okay. That's what it was.
Football coaches are notorious about it. I mean, come on, they'll tell you.
Hey, look at that. Smithfield High School is reposting and watching the stream. They are all about you today.
Be careful. My boss might be watching.
You better watch what you say.
Hey, be careful. I'm so happy being at Smithfield. I don't want to keep talking about it, but I am extremely happy about it and thankful.
Well, we're getting ready to take a break, and I know what else you're happy about. We've got a lot on the show today. We've got college football buy or sell. We have, in addition to that, folks, we have our NFL picks. The first one for this season, yours truly, the coach, and Bruce Pearl, the Mustangs. Jeff Jones, former ODU and UVA basketball coach.
Who won it last year?
No, Bruce Pearl won it. Not you, not me. Bruce, we have the numbers to prove it. We'll show it on the screen. You didn't win it. Don't brag. You can't brag when you lose.
Bruce Pearl beat.
Yeah, he beat you. By the way, just a real quick fun before we go to break here and bring in our next special guest, by the way, which will be Chad Edwards, the basketball coach of the Class 3 state champion Spotswood Trailblazers. They got a big coaches clinic. I understand you will be at next week, the BCAB, Basketball Coaches Association up there in Charlottesville. But I shot Bruce a message this morning to get his picks for this week, and I literally initially sent the wrong message to the other Bruce Pearl, the one that coaches Auburn. So he's probably wondering, who the heck is this guy texting me? I do have his number on my phone. I didn't check which area code, like a dummy. I didn't check the area code, so I sent it to the wrong Bruce Pearl.
And all I'm going to say, just side note, people, see what I deal with? Okay, He just called himself dummy. And here's part of the problem. It's waterlogged on the brain. You got to get out of the pool. He's in the pool too much, okay? It's what I got to put up with, but, I'm okay.
Let's take a time out, though, because Chad is waiting for us, and we'll come back with that. Benjamin Du Bois saying good morning. Hey, by the Windsor Dukes, we got to shout him out. We got to talk to Benjamin.
Hey, man, Windsor Dukes 2-0. They just destroyed Prince Edward. Ben ran it up like crazy. They beat Lakeland when the entire world, not area, world picked Lakeland to beat Windsor. So Ben,
world.
And Ben, hey, win another one. That's what Hatfield told me. Win another one, and we'll get you on. That's what he said.
You're part of the world. Stay tuned. We got Chad Edwards coming up next right here on Cova Sports TV.
Did you know that the minimum limits in Virginia are $30,000? $30,000 is a lot of money on an individual basis. But if you're involved in a personal injury matter, that's not enough. Here at Williams-Deloitte, we're happy to provide a consultation on the amount of coverage you have in your vehicle. It can be confusing. Not many people understand it. You know you need to have it, but do you have enough? Give us a call today at 757-547-5555 so we can help you prepare in the case of an automobile accident or any other personal injury matter that you or your family may find yourself in.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why there's CHKD Sports Medicine. Advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever. The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger, fries, drink, and a sundae. No time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good.
What did the grape say when it was stepped on? Nothing. It just let out a little whine.
This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk. Here are Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
Welcome you all back to 757 Saturday Sports Talk, powered by Cova Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe. And we are glad you're all tuned in. We've got more football talk coming your way in just a little bit, but we have a special guest with us. He is the head basketball coach of the reigning VHSL Class 3 state champion Spotswood Trailblazers, and also the head of the Basketball Coaches Association of Virginia. Big clinic coming up next week in Charlottesville. It's our pal Chad Edwards with us here on the program. Coach, how's life treating you? You're back in school. The summer's over. Ed's back in school and coaching again. Oh, my goodness. It's been a crazy last few months, hasn't it?
Yes, back at it. Very excited to be back at school and seeing my kids daily. Right now we're working hard in the weight room and on the track and a couple nights in the gym. And then we're super excited about the coaching clinic coming up in Charlottesville on Saturday.
Tell us a little bit about it. How did this come about, and sort of the details, if you can, if people still want to get involved and come check it out.
So the Virginia High School Coaches Association for years offered summer clinics in coordination with the All-Star game. And my experience with that is those were offered in the summertime. And I can remember my coach, Coach Kramer, going down, and it was like a coaching convention, and coaches from all over the state would get together and for fellowship and to learn more basketball. And then over time, the basketball landscape has changed. The summer is not conducive for college coaches now with the recruiting demands in July. And just over time, that clinic kind of went away in Virginia. And when we started our Coaches Association, that was one of our very top priorities. We wanted to bring that back and give our coaches from all parts of Virginia a relatively central place to get together and spend time together, first of all, and then secondly, learn from other coaches. And in year one, we've got an impressive roster of speakers. And then the thing that we've tried to do with our clinic with BCAV, and what I think sets us apart, is this is designed to be truly a staff retreat. And what I mean by that is I've been to a lot of clinics, some of the larger Nike clinics, some on-campus clinics at the larger universities. In the majority of time, those clinics are on-court X and O sessions. And that certainly has its place. And we're going to offer that portion of the clinic with BCAV. But besides that, high school coaches, we got to wear many hats. A lot of us don't have a strength coach. So we're going to have a strength and conditioning speaker, one unique for male athletes and one unique for female athletes. We're going to bring in a UVA sports psychologist to work on mental performance with your players. College and universities often have this kind of support staff, but high school coaches, a lot of times we're doing it all. We've got sessions on recruiting tips. I struggle with technology, so I want to learn more about analytics and technology and how to get more efficient with my program. I want to learn how to use social media in my program to promote things. So to me, this is what sets the BCAV clinic apart, is we're going to have 3 speakers offered each hour on the hour. And our vision is a head coach would bring his staff each year to our coaching clinic, and the staff will divide up and they're going to learn about a variety of topics. And then on the way home, they can discuss what they learned and immediately apply some practical lessons, hopefully on Monday when they go back to their programs.
Good stuff there. And Ed, that's right up your alley with social media, because you got to learn how to use some of these technology things now.
Yeah, Chad and I share that common thing and putting together my staff at the new position at Smithfield. I'm trying to hire young dudes who know social media well, I can give that to them and it won't blow up and it won't be some craziness going on there. And we can, do some good things for the kids in the program, because even the kids can do it because they're on social media, even in school. But I do like the way Chad and the guys have set up the clinic. I can't wait to get in there. Chad was getting on me. He's like, Coach, you haven't registered. Coach, you haven't registered. I said, Chad, give me a second. I keep going to it to register. Then something else came up, and I said, oh, man, I didn't register. And I have to go back to it again. I do 2 more questions, and then something else came up. So I finally got it in there, and I'm definitely going to be there. In fact, I'm going to come up to the Friday night social that I want Chad to talk about too, because there's another interesting thing about it. And then also too, Chad, you mentioned about the different topics and whatever, but also go into some of the speakers. If you got there in front of you, some of the guys that are coming in. I know we got one big highlight guy coming in. They're all good, but a lot of times people want to know that big name that they can recognize, and we have that.
Yep, the big name would be Mike D'Antoni, 2-time NBA Coach of the Year, assistant coach with the Olympic team. To me, he deserves a lot of credit just for revolutionizing basketball. And Steph Curry is the player that gets a lot of credit for ushering in the three-point era and kind of pace and space. But I think Mike D'Antoni is the coach most responsible, certainly at the NBA level. And he's an offensive mastermind, and we are blessed to have him, and just super excited that he agreed to serve as our keynote speaker in our very first coaching clinic. Outside of Coach D'Antoni, what we want to do is showcase Virginia colleges each year. And so we're going to choose one Division I men's and one Division I women's program, and then do the same at the Division II level, and then do the same at the Division III level. And part of that is we want our high school coaches to connect and build these relationships with the in-state coaches. And small college basketball in Virginia is really, really good. It's some of the best in the country. and we want to highlight what we have here in Virginia. So we've got JMU's head coach, Preston Spradlin, for the Division I men's coach. This year for Division I women, he's slightly outside the state, but it's a coach who is very encouraging and supportive of Virginia coaches and me personally with starting this coaching association, and that's Tim Taylor. He was a longtime UVA assistant. He was a very successful high school basketball coach, and he's now the head coach at Navy. And he said, whenever you do a clinic, Coach, I want to be there to speak at the first one. So I'm really excited about getting him. We've got the Emory and Henry men's and women's coaches on the men's and women's side, and for Division II. And then Division III, we've got Josh Merkel at Randolph-Macon and Bill Broderick at Christopher Newport. And those guys are fantastic. Next year, we will feature a different collection of coaches, and we're never going to pick a date that works for every single coach. So we don't want to wear out our welcome and overdo it with coaches. We just want to gradually rotate them over time and give all of the coaches in Virginia equal exposure and opportunity to connect with our BCAB members.
That's really cool here, and a couple of neat things here. By the way, if folks want to find out more about the Basketball Coaches Association of Virginia, they can visit the website. We see it scrolling across our ticker there. That is bcav.net. Again, bcav.net for more details about that. I got a chance to interview Tim Taylor this past year, Chad, because his Navy women's basketball team played our Old Dominion women's basketball team in the WNIT, and of course got a chance to do it for radio. In addition to that, I got to show you guys this because I know this might not seem like it's that important. Ed hates this. I used to have him finishing this, but Mike D'Antoni, who, like you said, definitely revolutionized the game. We do a little lookalike contest, and I always tell people he looks like the Pringles guy. That spitting image of the Pringles guy. He could win the lookalike contest. In fact, I think he might beat you, Ed, and Robert De Niro in the lookalike contest that we do when we bring it back. But it's a great thing that you guys have going there with the Coaches Association and this clinic. If someone wants to come by, give us the time and location if you can too.
So we're going to start welcoming our welcome address at 8:30 in the morning. Okay. And then we will start our presenters speaking at 9 a.m. We will have an hour lunch break throughout the day. And then Coach D'Antoni will finish up. He'll start at 6 and he's going to go until 7:30. And that's at Charlottesville High School in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Terrific. Ed?
Well, it means I got to get up early, so I'm going to drive up there Friday, stay over Friday night. And, Chad, you go. There's a get-together, if I'm not mistaken. Are we allowed to talk about that, or am I spilling beans I shouldn't?
No. Friday night, first year, we're learning how, that's our first time. And we wanted to offer something for coaches who are coming from far away, who are going to spend the night in the area. So Friday night, we're just going to have a coaches social. I'm explaining it as a meet and greet. In this year process, I've sent countless emails to a lot of coaches that I've never met. And the thing that I'm most excited about this weekend is for me to meet a lot of these coaches from around the state that I've never met before. And I want to personally say thank you for them joining our Coaches Association. A lot of people didn't get to see just the ovation that we got at the national conference. In year one, we had 572 members, and they told us in year one, if we had 100, it would be an A+ year. So at the national convention, we got, we earned a lot of respect and got quite an ovation for our first year efforts and our live event that we were able to offer jointly with the independent schools at Henrico. And we were used as an example of trying to be creative in offering a live event to get the very best players under one roof. And that in turn gets the most college coaches to show up. And, we just have a lot of momentum with the Coaches Association right now. And I want to personally thank as many coaches as I can. And I'd rather do that in person than I would with an email. Friday night is at Selvage Brewery in Charlottesville, Virginia, and that'll be from 7 until 9 p.m. And we've got a room reserved, and it's truly fellowship among high school coaches.
That's terrific. We'll also want to say thank you to you publicly, Chad, for all that you did for Ed and me this past summer, giving us a chance to cover the East Coast Live High School Showcase that took place at the Henrico Sports and Event Center. The mingling of the VHSL and VISAA teams was a great event. Got a chance to get tons of coverage and info that we'll be using on VirginiaPreps.com and moving forward, as well as the VHSL live event at the St. James up there in Springfield. I keep the packets that you guys hooked me up with right next to all my important books, like the Phil Steele magazine, my Bible, everything. It's right here in my bookcase. So I look at it constantly all the time, checking names and numbers and all the things that matter as far as all the different things we do when it comes to hoops. And again, visit the Basketball Coaches Association of Virginia website at bcav.net for more details. Before we let you go, though, Ed was just, I say, squawking/complaining the last segment about football coaches breaking down film. You're a film guy, though. Be honest. You break it down a lot, and you did during your state championship journey last winter, didn't you?
We study a lot of film, and it might even be Ed that made fun of me. He said, "My goodness, Coach, you have more staff members than you have players on your bench." In today's world where most every game is available online somewhere, we as a staff collectively watch a lot of film, and that's certainly a big part of our game planning.
There you go, Ed. You got to dive into the film. He's so used to the old VCR days. You got to up the tech, Ed. Up the tech.
Well, that's where I struggle. The film session that we watch as a team, the guys kind of roll their eyes if I'm the only staff member doing that, because I struggle, and I don't even think my players know what a VCR is. But every time I say, I miss the days of VCR where I could set the counter and fast forward and rewind and not make any mistakes. With the modern stuff, I struggle, and I'm always jumping around, and the guys are laughing and kind of roll their eyes at me. So I will definitely be at the film watching portion of the clinic in Charlottesville.
Hey, Chad, we had Hank Sword, Lake Taylor football coach on. That's how far he went back. He said in his younger days of coaching, he threw the projector. You're probably too young for that. It was the reel-to-reel projector.
The reel-to-reel.
And he threw that against the game because he didn't like the game was already over and done with. And he said the kid scattered and didn't say a word. I said, I wasn't even that crazy. I'll run a thing back or whatever. But and film is important. And yes, they got to see it. Film don't lie. You got to see. But my point was with Matt, is especially with football coaches, they'll win a big game, and then they'll go to film room and they talk more about, we missed this block. Coach, we won 27-0. Yeah, but we missed this. We can't do this. Next game, we're going to get beat. Y'all better pay attention. You know, that kind of stuff. And I know I've probably been guilty of it too, a little bit.
Yeah, when you have 21 turnovers and a 12-point win, you're still complaining about that too now.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
And broke your hand punching a wall.
Yeah, well, that's because the locker got in my way.
Oh, sorry.
But Chad, I do want to say this too. I know before we have to let you go on that, I'm going to keep saying every time I see it, hats off to you being the president. You've done an immense amount of work. If this thing is successful as it is, a lot of it is on you because you push. And we've talked. By the way, Matt, I think Chad gave me a position on the board. I was shocked. Oh. I'm very grateful. And I told Chad whatever I can do to help out. I've been pushing it down here because one thing I'm mad about, and I've said it to the coaches in the 757, we have the least membership participation in the association. And I'm not happy with that because we have great coaches, great teams, great players. We the best in the state of Virginia, 757. I know Chad ain't going to like that, but and I've had a lot of guys say to me, Coach, send me the information. Coach, I'm going to join. Coach, I'm going to try to come to the clinic. So I'm hoping that membership from 757 will get up there because it's needed. It is a fellowship. As Chad has said, we're trying to move the game. We're trying to coordinate with VHSL. Hey, VHSL, we're not your enemy. We're here to help you, support you. When there's basketball legislation, talk to us. We have the coaches. Let's get the feel. These are things that made me excited. And then Chad, like I said, man, you're doing a great job with it. I know you're busy trying to win another state title and all that. And I'm looking forward to it. As I told you, use me as necessary during the weekend. I'm there. But thanks, hats off to you, man.
I appreciate the kind words, and it is a labor of love and something I'm passionate about, but it wouldn't happen without coaches like you and all the others around the state getting involved. And what I would tell all coaches is we're respectful of time and family and all those things, and there's certainly different stages in one's coaching career. We understand if you don't have the time to serve in a leadership position, but at least join us. And then in time, when you get older like Ed and I, kids are out of the house and you do have more time, then we might move you into a leadership position. But what's going to make this thing the most effective is for us to have participation from all 6 classifications, participation from both boys and girls basketball, and then all geographic regions too. The concerns with basketball are different in the 757 than they are in the Shenandoah Valley. And so participation is the best way for us to represent all the needs of coaches in Virginia. And Coach Young is graciously accepted a leadership position on our executive board, and he's tasked specifically with growing participation in the 757. And you can hear his passion as he's talking there. And Coach, I can't wait to work with you and see where this thing is a couple years down the road.
We got to get a Smithfield Spotswood game too, Chad.
We can probably do that.
Hey, I have no problem playing a champion as long as he's coming down to Smithfield, Packland.
I knew it. He's not going to you. I'm
not going to spot you. Me going to Spotswood, you crazy.
Well, maybe we'll negotiate a neutral site. How about that?
Yeah, meet in the middle. Meet in the middle. I like that.
Hey,
there you go. That's
Chad, I'll get you Smithfield ham, bacon, whatever you need. We'll take care of you, man. We'll get the kids a meal. Come on down to Packerland.
We love to have the best cook in America. He don't need the Smithfield ham. Come on.
I like it. Let's make it happen.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for stopping by. All the best with you and Ed in the clinic next week, and I'm sure we'll be getting you back on here down the road.
That sounds great. As always, appreciate your coverage, and not just for basketball. All you do for Virginia high school sports, I truly respect. Have a good weekend, guys.
Appreciate it. That's Chet Edwards, head basketball coach of Spotswood High, and also the president of the Basketball Coaches Association of Virginia. See you, Coach. Again, visit bcav.net for more details. That's bcav.net. Quick timeout. We'll be back with more here on 757 Sports Talk on Cova Sports TV. Benjamin Du Bois said he's working on Ed, trying to get to 3-0. And Mama McCain chiming in. Melinda says, good morning. Good morning to you. I know it's a better morning for her with her baby boy. That 30-game win streak went out the window, but they got the W last night over Varina. A couple of unsung heroes stepping up, and William & Mary commit Javon Wiggins and Javonte Hughes helping out the Commodores. But stick around. More to come after this quick timeout here on Cova Sports TV.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
All right, I'm here with Meadowbrook third-year head football coach Billy Rudd after his Monarchs' 41-0 shutout of the Kickingham Warriors here at Darling Stadium. First 2-0 start for your program, coach, since 2011, and first time Meadowbrook's pitched back-to-back shutouts in 10 years. How significant is this for you and your squad?
Man, it's huge. You know, our guys are trusting each other. They're trusting the schemes. They're trusting the coaches. And, you know, this was a test for us. We've never been on the road like this. It was, you know, almost an hour-and-a-half ride down here. Got here probably a little bit too early because you never know with 64. But, I mean, I'm very proud of our guys that executed the game plan. And I just can't speak volumes of our staff and our guys executing.
A couple of sophomores helping lead the way for you, too, and Deshaun Chisholm at the quarterback spot. He throws for tonight unofficially 220 yards, a couple of touchdowns, and then Caden Jones, who has over 150 yards yards receiving. Pretty nice tandem to have for years to come.
Yeah, they're special. They're special. Deshaun's first year with us. We knew Caden was going to be special, all year. We've known him. I played football with his dad. He's a special talent and just a humble kid, quiet kid. They come to work every day. They lead by example, and we are excited. But I got to praise the big boys up front, like always, man. We're only as good as they take us. Without the protection, we can't get the ball out. Without the run blocking, we can't run the football. So a lot of the praise goes to them, and the guys just eat up the stat sheets, but we know, it's in the trenches that win ball games.
Hey, let's shout out a couple of those defensive guys. I'm probably going to mess up some names, but Luder, I think, had 3 tackles for loss tonight. Your senior linebacker, Hawkins, was all over the place. You really got pressure on them early and made them one-dimensional, and really almost no-dimensional way.
Yeah, no, they trust in the scheme. Coach Tobias does a phenomenal job game planning. The film work that man puts in. We got him from the college level, so he's bringing that mentality here, showing us, all our tendencies and, the game plan, the cheat sheets, that he makes every week. So, we were very confident going in defensively. And at the end of the day, guys got to make plays, and Luder's a special talent for us. Will's new to us this year as well. So, we're excited to see them step up. We were able to get pressure. Kevin Brown is another big guy that comes off the edge and disrupts a lot of people. So, we're excited with that group. And when they play with energy, they play with passion. I really like our guys.
I have to ask you a funny one here. I see before, after the game, you broke it down with a fake goat, like a stuffed animal goat. One of your ladies over here was telling me that there was a live one last week. Is that like your new good luck nickname, good luck charm, if you will?
Our AD got him, got him off Amazon. Okay. We had a live goat on campus last week on game day, and one of our PE teachers did an old school tackle to get him down with animal control, and he was running around the baseball field, which is right beside our football field. Everybody was standing watching. So it's just little things like that make this sport, make this community special. Sure. Finding something to get the guys get excited about. The goat's going to be with us. So that's chalk it up to the goat, baby.
Absolutely, kids will latch onto that. And lastly, here, and thank you for your time. How competitive the Central District is with the Dinwitties, the Thomas Dales, the Hopewells. Petersburg appears to be much improved. Yep. Where do you all fit in, and what will it take for the Monarchs to maybe be thinking about the P word playoffs at the end of the year?
Yeah, right now we're going into a bye week. Obviously, the main goal for the bye week is to get healthy. We got some kids banged up. Obviously, 2 weeks going into a bye week, we got to stay mentally focused. But yeah, the Central District is a gauntlet, man. And, we're just trying to get up there and compete with them. We trust our guys. We like our guys, so we're going to see what happens. We're going to give it what we got. And we see that kind of P word on the horizon. That's something that we're shooting for. That's a goal for us. Like, if we're being honest, we talk to the guys like we want this year to be our years. Year 3, trusting all the schemes and a good mixture of talent from all grade levels. So, we really like our guys. We just got to get back, get healthy, and stay focused.
Well, he's the GOAT, and he's got the GOAT. Coach Rudd and the Monarchs going to win here tonight. Thank you so much. All the best.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. That's what you bet. Good deal, yep.
Hampton Roads has a long-running high school and college sports tradition. It's time to give them the spotlight they deserve. This is 757 Sports Talk. Here are Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
So Meadowbrook is surprising 2-0. Ed, I have to gloat for a second. Now, they have a chance to be a 5-6 win team and a playoff team after they blank Kickintan on Thursday night. Petersburg looking good in that district, too. We did our preview show last month, and your big surprise was Lake Taylor, who lost a tough one last night, which we'll dive into a little bit later in hour number 2 of the show, as Hampton was able to beat them 40-34 in a back-and-forth seesaw affair, a shootout, if you will. Keon Johnson making plays, Kevin Adams making plays, Marcus Chapman obviously made plays for the Hampton Crabbers in that win. But in addition to them, I told you Chilhowie was my surprise team. They're 2-0. Nice win last night. 3 touchdowns from the running back freshman out there in Southwest Virginia. They got Narrows next and then Eastside. They could match their win total from all last year if they win next week. So that's my big surprise. We've been asking it all morning long. Who is your biggest surprising 2-0 football team? I guess we have a lot of options we can choose from, Ed. But to me, on the high school front here, I'll read off a couple of them to you. Bayside beating Cox last night. Yeah, you called it. John White's not going to get mad at you. I had Cox. You had Bayside. They are able to get the W in their game over the Falcons from Frank W. Cox High School last night. Kyron Brown with a big game. Breonna Hardnett, Cam Kirby 2, 27-13. Green Run's not a surprise at 2-0. We expected that. So as far as the beach goes, your only 2-0 football teams in the district are Bayside, Green Run, That's it. That's the list. Salem had a bye week. They're 1-0. They'll see Bayside after Bayside plays Kempsville next week. But in addition to that, you also have in the Eastern District, Churchland Truckers. Look at them. They're 2-0. Now, Maury's taking a blemish. But in the Eastern District, Norview has a chance to go to 2-0 today. Churchland's the only 2-0 team. So that gives you Churchland. That gives you Bayside. Sophomore quarterback, I'm about to say freshman. Logan Wynn had a big game. And in addition to Logan Wynn throwing the football, one of his main receivers went over 200 yards receiving in that game last night for the Truckers, that being Floyd Logan the fifth, or Floyd Logan V. I'm not sure which one. But Floyd Logan had a big game for Churchland. Southeastern District, 2-0s. What are you looking at there? Don't really have a lot of teams that are 2-0. You have 1-0 Nansemond River, 1-0 Kings Fork, 1-0 Indian River. How about Western Branch? Not a lot of talk for them at 2-0, beating Menchville and Catholic by a combined 98-7. And then as far as the PD and the BRD goes, nobody's 2-0 in the PD. The Bay Rivers features Lafayette at 2-0, Poquoson at 2-0, Tab at 2-0, beating Jamestown by 6 and shutting out Bruton last night. So what do you think? Most surprising 2-0 just on the 7-5-7 front?
Well, Bayside beating Cox. That's a toss-up game. Cox awful tough. Been the kryptonite towards Bayside over the last few years. So that's a good feel for John and those kids because Cox is very good, and then we'll have something to say come playoff time. So I can see – I would look at them. Churchland we felt would be good. The Bethel game was a little bit of a toss-up. I did go with Churchland. I thought they had a little bit more of the momentum. Remember, I went with Denby fourth in the PD right above Bethel.
You did.
Of course, Denby had struggled. But I guess, Tab 2-0, but were they not picked in both those games for the most part?
They were. Not a real surprise. I'd say right now I'm leaning with and again, Western Branch didn't play anybody that you would expect them to lose to. It's really between Bayside and Churchland. And again, key games coming up for both next week, as in Bayside's case, they go to Kempsville. In Churchland's case, they host Granby, then travel to Henrico. So it's a little softer landing spot here for Churchland, probably going to be 4-0 when they take on Maury, and that might be where things get a little tough.
But that'll be tremendous momentum. If they're 4-0 when they play Maury, Maury's going to be in a battle. Maury's going to be in a battle as long as Churchland's not too hyped up. But
same night, by the way, Churchland at Maury as Kings Fork Oscar Smith out in Suffolk. So people have to make a choice which game they're going to be at. Our man Derek Fulgham chiming in. You got a question for our next guest? Let us know. We've got a special guest coming up with us next. Melinda McCain saying, hey, wants to say thank you to both of us. Lived in D.C. the past 8 years. Can always count on us to stay updated on the 757 Sports. We appreciate that. You can always interact with us all morning long through Facebook, Twitter, X, IG, all the different platforms that we are on, and, of course, on Cova Sports TV on YouTube. The former head men's basketball coach at UVA, Old Dominion and American, Jeff Jones, will be on with us to talk about the Championship Coaches Clinic after our quick timeout here on 757 Sports Talk. Like, share, and subscribe to Cova Sports TV.
For any athlete, making it to the top sometimes comes with a few steps back. That's why parents count on CHKD Sports Medicine, advanced diagnostics, treatment, and rehabilitation for sports injuries, just for young athletes like yours. With convenient locations across Hampton Roads and a whole team of experts here to keep your favorite player at the top of their game. CHKD Sports Medicine. Learn more at chkd.org or call the CHKD Sports Injury Hotline.
Cova Painting. We don't just paint, we transform spaces. Visit covapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Bacon cheeseburger for a limited time, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. Yeah, this is not the time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. And there's bacon on that burger. The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Now, for a limited time on the $7 Meal Deal lineup. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
It's 757 Saturday Sports Talk with Matt Hatfield and the one and only Coach Ed Young. Every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on Cova Sports TV. From high school football and basketball to the NFL, MLB, college sports, and the NBA, if it's making headlines, they are breaking it down. Bold takes, big-time guests, and a few laughs, especially at the expense of that basketball coach, Ed Young. Catch it on Cox TV and your view, and don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube at Cova Sports TV.
And now back to Matthew Hatfield and the evil basketball coach. Blast you, Ed Young!
All right, we're back here on Cova Sports TV. It is 757 Saturday Sports Talk. Like, share, and subscribe, and interact with us all morning long. We have a special guest with us now, Ed, the coach who is back coaching basketball at Smithfield High School. And you saw, I'm not sure, again, he'll explain it to our guest if that was the morgue or what he was doing with at his classroom, he alleges. But we have the former head men's basketball coach at Old Dominion, American University, and UVA. Got a big coaches clinic coming up here in the month of September. And to talk about it with us is Jeff Jones. How are you, my friend? Good to see you.
I'm doing great. I'm wondering, Ed, I mean, these guys are picking on you an awful lot. I mean, in the videos and the introductions, I don't know.
Jeff,
have you made some people mad?
Oh,
Jeff,
no doubt.
First of all, Jeff, thanks for coming on. First and foremost, thank you for coming on. Jeff, I'm good, man. I'm back on the sidelines. They got me running the nursing program at Smithfield High School. You saw my body count on the beds. I walked in the very first day, flipped the lights on, and those bodies were like a foot from me. I almost went into karate stance and kicked the bed and whatever. I've got my first class is about 3 hours long. It's 16 junior girls. My second class in the afternoon, 3 hours long. It's I think six girls, 2 guys. They're teaching me a lot of things, but I have a health background. So we went over how to put a Band-Aid on, cold compress, did the Heimlich maneuver, how to put your protective gloves on. And I told Matt, maybe next week I'll go over bedpan usage and how to put the hospital gown on correct. Because when this joker's in the hospital, he puts the hospital gown on backwards on purpose. That's what he does. So I got to probably learn him too. But Jeff, it's been an experience already, week 1, and I just met the team. We haven't done anything with basketball, so it's going to be a season to remember.
Well, that sounds like fun, I guess. Hey, some of that stuff, seems pretty valuable. The Heimlich, and if you're going to teach them CPR or anything like that, that's good stuff for the future, just in case.
Hey. Coach, if I'm choking, I don't want Ed giving me the Heimlich. I might find the nearest person on the street rather than him give me the Heimlich. It could go really bad.
No, this dude, I would give him something to choke on to shut him up.
Terrible. Well, hey, I'm going to show it on the screen. I think you can talk about it a little bit too for the audience. It is the NABC Coaches versus Cancer Legends Clinic, and you've got some tremendous speakers. Make sure I've got the right website with this too, Coach, so I don't get things wrong here, folks. They can see it on the screen here, and they can go to the website to find out more about this. I see it's at championshipproductions.com. Jim Boeheim going to be in the house. Is that correct?
He is. We're actually having a big gala next Friday at Chartway Arena. Going to have a full house and got a panel speaking. Roy Williams, Jim Boeheim, and Nancy Lieberman.
Wow.
So we're excited about that. And then overnight, Mike Freiling and his crew there at Chartway Arena are going to transform it from being the big gala and dinner and fundraiser to back to the basketball court. Boeheim will start us off at 9:00 Saturday morning. We've got Bruce Weber. We've got Andy Landers, Hall of Fame women's basketball coach at Georgia. We've got Phil Martelli, senior. We've got Tubby Smith, and we've got Gary Williams. So a great, bunch of Hall of Famers, a whole lot of wins. And, I think it's going to just be a dynamite clinic. And these guys are excited too. Being retired, you get the opportunity to get your fix of basketball. And it's been a while since some of these guys have done these clinics. So they're excited and really looking forward to sharing their knowledge with, all the coaches in attendance.
Yeah, it's just a star-studded cast of people, and it's fantastic. We'll tell people how they can get tickets and all the information about it with the website in a moment. But you bring up the names like Boeheim, Gary Williams, and when you said Andy Lenders, my ears perked up more, Jeff, because I don't know if you know this or not, but a couple years ago, as sort of an April Fool's joke to people on Ed's Facebook, I took a picture of the women's college basketball countdown crew at the Final Four because Andy Landers, just like Van Chancellor, by the way, they all look alike. We talked about this with Chad Edwards earlier about the look-alike contest I used to do. And people were congratulating Ed because they thought he was on ESPN doing analyst work. They thought Andy Landers was Ed.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
See,
still mad at me about that and other things as well. So
Jeff, this is what I got to put up with. He's putting stuff out. I'm on ESPN, and people are calling me.
No, I just said I want to congratulate my good buddy. I didn't say that was you. People just inferred that. So yeah.
Jeff, Jeff. People think I make stuff up. But what I go through with this knucklehead here, nobody else would ever put up with. But I'm going to pacify him and grace his along because he does do a lot of good things. But Jeff, let me backtrack real quick. First of all, we got to, this clinic, which I'm very upset about because it's the same day as the coaches clinic, the high school basketball coaches clinic is in. And I told you about that too. So, and I've got to have my legions go towards there. In fact, I'm on the board over there. And I just saw your lineup and everything you're doing. And I'm sitting here, tears almost coming down my eyes. I want so desperately to be in two places at once. So
we can clone you. We can clone you. We might have to apologize later, but we can clone you. It's possible.
Yeah, well, let's do that. But Jeff, we bring this back next year. I'm going to make it sure that both groups do not have it on the same day. That's going to be my role. We're going to have to move it so I can be at both places in there. But it's a great thing too. But what I wanted to say was, Jeff, first and foremost, because I know we're talking about, collecting money and raising money, cancer situation, and you had a little bit that health scare before. How are you feeling today? You look good, talking good, but how is Jeff feeling and everything for you right now?
Feeling great. They told me a number of years ago that I'm going to have to kind of manage my cancer for the rest of my life. It's not something that's going to go away, but with the advances in technology and medicine, I'm able to do that. I feel great. I'm active, and it's just something I've got to stay on top of, kind of surveillance, if you will. Every 3 months or so, I've got to have some blood tests and scans and all that good stuff. So other than that, I'm doing well, and as I said, staying active, trying to stay busy. And with this gala and clinic, this is a whole new ball game for me. So this has kept me extremely busy, trying to plan for these two things. And the thing I'll say about the clinic, obviously anybody that knows basketball knows what an unbelievable lineup that we have. But we've also, one of the things I wanted to do, the fundraising part is the Friday night. We've made it extremely affordable. It's only $100 for a coach to come and to see all of those, all of those great speakers. $50 for NABC members. So we're not looking to make money off of the clinic part of it. It's kind of more of a way to give back to the coaching community and our community of coaches. But the Friday night is the fundraiser. But hopefully we'll get a lot of folks. We've got plenty of space. It hasn't been the enrollment to this point hasn't been overwhelming. I'm a little bit surprised, but the coaches in this area, and it's not college coaches, and it's not just high school coaches, AAU coaches of all levels that want to learn, how to better coach, how to be a better coach, how to help their teams. I would encourage them to come out because it is going to be a great day.
And again, they can find details I see at championshipproductions.com. Again, championshipproductions.com. We'll be putting it across our ticker throughout the show this morning. Again, non-NABC members, $100, $50 for the members there. And if you can't attend in person, there will be a live stream I see on the website, 30-day online access to the recorded clinic sessions. And so great to hear that you're doing well on the health front, Coach. And for you, what are the things you enjoy most about these? Because I know it's for you, even though you're not coaching now, these still get you juiced up, doesn't it?
It does. When I retired, everybody, was asking, what are you going to do? What's next? And I didn't initially have a specific plan, but I knew that I wanted to do something meaningful, something that could continue to impact people in our community and beyond. And then I basically had the opportunity and kind of had a vision of combining two of my passions. One is the fight against cancer, and the second is having been a coach. And so combining the Coaches versus Cancer with the NABC was a natural. And I started thinking about all these great coaches that have retired in recent years. And I said, you know what? We could do something that's really never been done. And I don't know, and Ed, you can, tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I can't think of a clinic that I've ever seen with this many big names, with this many wins, with this many at the D1 level, this many Hall of Famers, national championships, Final Fours. This really, really, really is an impressive group. And I'm so fortunate and appreciative that these guys, I reached out. It's not like I had to twist arms to get these guys to speak when they heard kind of what I wanted to do, and that we were trying to do it to benefit both the NABC and especially Coaches versus Cancer. They jumped, and it says a lot about the coaching profession. And it's not just at the college level; it's at the college and the high school and everything else. We're really, really competitive, and that can lead to maybe some confrontational moments and all of that in the heat of battle. But when it comes to coming together and working together for a great cause like the Coaches versus Cancer, these coaches and so many more, I can't even tell you. So next year I've got coaches lined up, great coaches lined up, that said, "Hey, I'd love to do it sometime." So, I don't want to look too far ahead, but we'll try to keep doing this if we can keep raising money for Coaches versus Cancer, and providing a great lineup for the coaches, particularly from this area, from the 757.
That's tremendous. Hey, one more thing real quick before Ed jumps in here and finishes up with you, Coach. Is there a way for folks, if they're not going online, if they want to go in like to Chartway and get tickets or call a number, is there a way they can do that as well to get tickets?
Yeah. So for the clinic you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
They can show up. So registration on Saturday the 13th starts at 7:30 in the morning. If rather than going online and doing it that way in advance, if they show up between 7:30 and 9, they can register and we will take walk-ins. Again, it'll 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. We'll take an hour for lunch. We'll be out of there by 4:30 at the latest. So it's a great way to learn a bunch about about the game of basketball, about coaching the game of basketball, but making it cheap and pretty efficient. You can be in and out in one day, but walk-ups are more than welcome.
There you go, and you can get home in time to see the college football that night, Ed.
Yeah, it's a great day of it. And Jeff, you alluded to earlier about great lineup and whatever. And I've been to a million clinics and whatever, and a lot of times coaches, high school coaches, and this is, let me reemphasize what Jeff said, it's for coaches of any level. Understand that, people, any level. All right. And there should be more coaches in attendance. Of course, I said, we got this one going on. We got the one we have in Charlottesville. So maybe they're stretched out, but it doesn't matter. Get to one of them. Okay. And what Jeff has lined up is truly not done a lot. You've got big timers. People might say, well, they're retired. Look at these guys' records. These are guys that have been in Final Four national championships. Yes, and even fans, there's fans of Tubby Smith in this area. I already know that. Gary Williams, a lot of fans in this area. And they may want to come and see him. Jeff just said it's open to coaches, but anybody, come on in. If you just want to hear them talk, come on in. You got maybe a slight chance somehow later on to meet them on the side, whatever. Get in here and support something like this so it keeps coming back. All right, Jeff has done a heck of a lot of work to get him. And I'm going to tell you as a high school coach, for Jeff to get all these guys to agree, whether they loved it or whatever on their own, is amazing in this day and age to try to get it. Unfortunately, and I'm going to say the bad part because that's me, you got too many younger coaches think they know it all, or older coaches, and they figure they don't need a clinic. All right, here's what I tell them. You better get your butt in the seat because some of your opponent coaches are in there, and they may use some of that stuff. So you're in there to hear it, write it down, whatever, film it, whatever. So in case you have to face it, you're ready to defend it. That's how I look at it for being in there. So, yes, you put a lineup on here that's tremendous.
Yeah, Ed, I coached for 42 years, and I can honestly say I never stopped learning. And even now, I love talking to coaches about how they do things. I don't know. Maybe there's some things that are invented and created, but most of basketball is kind of recreated, and it's borrowed, and it's stealed, and it's stolen, and it's just kind of reissued, if you will. But who better to learn if you want to play a 2-3 zone? Who better to learn about the 2-3 zone from than Jim Boeheim? Tubby Smith. I think he's talking special situations and half-court offense. Gary Williams is talking about pressure defense and transition offense. Phil Martelli, I believe, is talking about practice preparation, practice organization. All things that, again, regardless of the level, all things that are really, really valuable. And veteran coaches, I think, can learn just as much as a novice, somebody that's just learning. The other thing that I think is going to be interesting, and Ed, you can definitely attest to this. A lot of clinics that you go to, you might have some big names, but the coaches that are still coaching, they're a little bit anxious to share too much, and you oftentimes you get out there and there's more stories and jokes told than basketball and X's and O's. These guys don't have to worry anymore. They're not coaching this season, so they don't have to worry that somebody's going to steal from them. So I think with these retired coaches and legends, I think they're they are more willing to impart their wisdom and their secrets to try to help future generations.
Really great stuff coming up there. Chart while you see the names again. Great speakers: Jim Boeheim, Andy Landers, Phil Martelli, Tubby Smith, Bruce Weber, Gary Williams. It's a who's of some of the very best in college basketball, all put on by our good friend and former Old Dominion, UVA, and American University coach in Jeff Jones. Hey, always a pleasure. You're welcome anytime to come on this program. You know that. You were a friend of the show, and we look forward to talking more hoops with you and getting you back on.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. And Matt, I do have to ask, I've been on a few times and, I see what I'm assuming is your beautiful home behind you. I would love it. Let's plan next time I'm on.
Okay.
Can we, as part of the segment, can you go over there and play that piano? I would love to see your skill and hear.
I will try my very best for you. That is a promise. I will try. I can't guarantee it'll work out, but if you watch one of Ed's favorite shows, King of Queens, and Arthur Spooner from that TV show, that it might go a little bit like his did with the Wang twins that he had to try to play the piano for. So, and teach them how to do it. So it might not go too well, but for you, my friend, I will give my best effort.
Jeff, I've been saying it every week. Get your butt over there and play chopsticks, play something. I want to see you on the piano. Okay, so I'm glad, Jeff, you said something. Thank you very much, because he'll listen to you.
Great minds think alike, Ed. Great minds think alike.
Well, it's funny though. You should actually see. I showed it to Ed 2 weeks ago. This is not a lie. One of our loyal viewers and subscribers on Virginia Preps actually sent me a text message about he was amazed at the home, and I'm being really serious about it too. It was not even So Ed's sitting there going, unbelievable. He just these type of things really drive Ed crazy. We got to get him calmed down, and maybe him coaching. As you coached it. I'm worried about Ed's nerves, Jeff. If he will calm down more now back on the sidelines at Smithfield High, or if he'll be a little more higher strung than he already is. So I'm a little worried. We got to find some type of activity that can ease the pressure that and stress comes with coaching.
Absolutely, and I'm going to make a bet. There's no chance that he's calming down on the sideline. He hasn't lost that fire. He might calm down in other things. I think sometimes we do as we get older, but on the sideline, it's going to be the same old Coach Young. But one thing, I apologize for running over if we are, but as I look at Matt's home, I'm thinking that the money in podcasting and covering women's basketball for Old Dominion, I mean it pays well. I mean, we've chosen the wrong professions, man.
All I got is a bookcase with old stuff that I got from different coaches over the years. I got my wrestling belt. I've got stickers that I've had when I was a kid. This joker's got fireplaces, $100,000 luxury couches, a grand baby piano that you can hardly find anywhere, windows designs that are unprecedented. Yeah, this joker making money like crazy. And here's us working hard for our little that we get. And I'm still waiting for my podcast check number 1. He says, hey, Ed, I got you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to write. I got you. I said, okay, Matt. Now we've been on over a year, 2 years. Just let me know, Matt. So once again, I'm being calm. I'm trying to help my dude out here, but man, this ain't easy. But
I want to see the man cave because I don't see a widescreen TV there. So I know he's got one there somewhere. And I bet you that man cave is special.
It's on a different level of the house, Jeff.
Okay.
Different level.
But Jeff, I'll tell you right now. He ain't told you. This joker can go down a trap door underneath the coffee table. Who knows what lurks down there? I see that. I saw him go down once in a segment. He thought I didn't see it. Yeah. What the heck are you doing? You just went down a trap door under the coffee table.
Yeah. I'm not going down any trap doors. I'm going to leave that to you.
I'm just telling you, people understand this dude is different.
Well, again, Coach, thank you for coming on again. All the best with the clinic next week. Some great speakers, as we mentioned, with Bruce Weber and Andy Landers, Phil Martelli, Tubby Smith, Jim Boeheim, Gary Williams. Should be a great time out there. And we'll get you on again here soon. You be well.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, one last thing, Jeff, and I got to let you go because we got a lot coming up. Next year, try to get Hatfield and Young do the podcast from the clinic, live from the clinic. How about that one?
If I knew, so the monarchists are going to be broadcasting live.
Oh, nice.
With their podcast. So I would have. I knew you were, going to be in Charlottesville. So I didn't ask. Otherwise, I would have given you all the heads up and the invite if you want to do that. But we can definitely do that.
For sure.
It's okay, Jeff. I'm just putting our order in a year ahead of time, so you'll keep us in mind for the next one because I'm going to try to win. Because I got to pick up some basketball stuff, but I also want to pick up, which we alluded to talk about. You're giving out door prizes. You're giving out some things of that too. So that's always something good to have because I'm always for that. So, but we thank you, Jeff. Once again, thank you. We're more glad that you're feeling good and you're back busy. And because I still want to see you coach, but now you can. As a matter of fact, you can come to Smithfield, sit in the crowd and say, what's this? What's this idiot doing? I would say, where's the timeout? What is he? So you can win every game now. So appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you very much.
Y'all take care.
You be well. It's Jeff Jones, our guest here, the Coaches Clinic coming up next week, the NABC, American Cancer Society Coaches versus Cancer Legends Clinic. And again, more details online at championshipproductions.com. We've got more coming your way. Stick around at 757 Sports Talk, and you're watching on Cova Sports TV.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better. And it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us, and the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
Portco is your local nonprofit organization dedicated to economic empowerment through employment for people with disabilities. We focus on abilities, not limitations, providing on-the-job vocational support. Find your pathway to employment. Contact us or learn more at portco.org.
I'm Dr. Mark Cardelia, orthopedic surgeon and surgical director of the CHKD Sports Medicine Program. We see a lot of knee injuries in student athletes these days, and many of these are ACL tears. Parents often ask how to know when a knee injury may be serious. The most obvious symptom is severe pain or swelling in the knee joint. Your child may have heard a pop when the injury occurred. Look for signs they can't put weight on the knee around 48 hours after the injury, or if the knee feels unstable or wobbly. Those are all signs you should see a CHKD sports medicine specialist. Our sports medicine physicians, surgeons, athletic trainers, and physical therapists understand the needs of growing athletes and tailor treatment to fit each child's age and level of activity. Our goal is to accurately diagnose the problem in a timely fashion and provide the treatment that will ensure a safe return to activity. Kids want to play, and we want to help them get back in the game. To learn more, visit chkd.org. Sports medicine at CHKD. We're more than a hospital.
What job did the frog have at the hotel? Yes, what job did the frog have at the hotel? Bellhop.
This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk. Here are Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
And we're back here on 757 Sports Talk. Been a busy show, and we're not done yet. We've still got college football buy or sell coming your way. The NFL picks for week number 1 coming your way. We want to thank our guests, which include Anthony Joffrion of Kings Fork, a couple of his standouts in Derrion Knight and Ernest Jones Jr., Meadowbrook head football coach Billy Rudd, and a kid. Forget about, of course, our most recent guests in Old Dominion, UVA, and American former basketball coach Jeff Jones. They got the NABC Coaches versus Cancer Legends Clinic coming up next weekend in Norfolk, as well as Chad Edwards, head basketball coach of the reigning VHSL Class 3 state champion Spotswood Trailblazers with the BCAV, Basketball Coaches Association of Virginia, Coaches Clinic next week in Charlottesville, which Ed will be at. And people are interacting with us on IG. I wish I could get the IG comments on the screen. I see our guys like Coach Whitehead out there, Coach Mans, Dave Strickland, our man Jim Heath says, get him, Coach. Our man F-150 Ghost, I think that's our buddy Leroy Ricks, former Deep Creek coach, said hadn't coached in 5 years and I might want to come out to this clinic. I have always traveled to clinics this time of year, and to have one right here in the 757, this is awesome. Somehow I can't get these IG comments on our screen, but we're going to effort that in the years to come. Hopefully our streaming device and technology will allow us to do some of that. And, of course, if you miss our show, you can always watch the replay on Cova Sports TV on YouTube. Find it on virginiapreps.com. Plus, we're televised on Cox and Your View, Channel 60 in Hampton Roads, 74 in Northern Virginia, 77 in Fredericksburg, and Channel 9 in Roanoke. Comes on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern, Tuesdays at 12 noon Eastern, and Wednesdays at 4 o'clock Eastern. So if you can't get enough of Coach Young and yours truly, you have other chances to see us and get more of us here on this program. We have the NFL pick standings, by the way, from last season. You ready to see them from 2024 before we get back to some more high school football talk? There they are, Ed. Would you like to read that to the audience?
Yeah, Bruce Pearl, our buddy Bruce Pearl, not the Tennessee Bruce Pearl, not the basketball coach Tennessee. Okay, 31-23.
Auburn. He used to coach Tennessee. Auburn.
That's right, Auburn. I'm keep thinking of him coming out dressed all in orange at one time, painted up in orange. Bruce Pearl from Auburn is not the guy we're talking about. This is Bruce Pearl, our own guy from Norfolk, if I'm not mistaken. And doesn't Bruce, let's give a shout out to what Bruce does. Can we do that, or we're not allowed?
Yeah, Virginia Beach Mustangs. And of course, Virginia Trophy. People know Bruce is the guy that's hooked us up for many, many, many years with the fantastic trophies for the Virginia Preps Basketball Classic and our Player of the Week plaques we've given out. We hope to be doing those again. So, yeah, he does super work. And by the way, if you want to watch Mustangs football, you can watch it live and archived with us at Cova Sports TV. So you can see some of the future Friday night stars run around with the Mustangs.
So Bruce edged us out. We're two guys supposed to know everything. We don't. Young came in there at 29-25. I think I lost the lead the last week of the season. I made some crazy picks to try to keep the lead. Didn't do it. Bruce got it. And bringing up the rear as normally, usually. And the data, yes, people. He lost his records of data. Yes, it's not 24. He had something like 18 wins, but it's okay. It's okay.
No.
He is number 3.
My first ever sub 500 season, which I'm extremely upset about.
I'm just saying.
I vow not to do it again, or I will get my head shaped. No, I won't get my head shaved. I'm not doing that.
Yes. How about this time? If you finish third, you shave your head. How about it?
Not third, under 500.
Always has the bet perfect bets for Ed Young. Okay, for me, I got to wear all kind of crazy clothes or go streaking somewhere or whatever.
Listen,
how about we do something with Hatfield?
Nobody's going to comment on here wants to see me shave my head. Nobody wants to see that. No, they want to see you shave your head. They don't want to see.
Are you crazy? There are people out there would love to see the Hatfield dude disappear. Yes, absolutely. We got to get on him. And how about Jeff Jones came up with the question of the year? Hey, can I see you or maybe go play that piano once?
You put him up to that. I know
Bible,
you did.
Give me a Bible somewhere. I swear to you.
A Bible right here. Right here's the Bible.
My hand on that Bible. Put it up to the screen. Put it up to the screen. All right. When Jeff said something, I got to ask Matt about that. I didn't know where he was going. I really didn't. Then when he said, "Can I see you play it?" I thought a deacon on Queens. I said,
Jerry Stiller, right?
Right. I said he must have watched that episode. I swear to you, I did not tell Jeff anything about the piano, but I can't wait because you know Jeff Jones, and you said you would do it. I can't wait. And we got to have Jeff on when you do it, when you go there.
Thank you, Melinda. I need somebody in my corner.
Melinda,
I got you and Woody and Derek. That's about it right now.
Melinda, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled, my dear. I'm telling you, this joker right here, everybody knows it. He comes across as holier than thou, the women swoon, whatever.
Well, they do swoon. This is true. They do swoon. By the way, our man JH up there says Meadowbrook 2-0 is his biggest surprise. We were asking this earlier in the show in the state. Biggest surprise, and not just in the state, it can be 757 and beyond, as we're showing on our ticker, some of these youngsters that are committed to play their college football for the next level all across VA. Ed, we talked about Churchland and Bayside being a couple of those surprises, and we'll hit on a couple more here as our morning gets closer to high noon here on Cova Sports TV. But I also want to get to with you while we have the time some of the matchups for next week that we will take a look at. We will actually put up on the screen here momentarily the slate. We're going to actually, in our next segment, we'll do our buy or sell, and then we'll come back and finish the show with our NFL picks for week number 1, numero uno, here on Cova Sports TV. But, Ed, there are some compelling matchups coming up. I love, by the way, that in the 2 coaches clinics we had on both Coach Jones and Coach Edwards, you have lookalikes. I want to know if anybody will go up to Mike D'Antoni and have the gall, the unmitigated gall, to tell him he looks like the Pringles guy, or Andy Landers, he looks like Ed Young. I'm sure Andy Landers has gotten Van Chancellor. I don't know if he's gotten Ed Young. He might say, Ed who? Who?
Yeah, he's going to say Ed who. I might ask, hey, I'm going to be at the one where Mike said, I might go up and ask Coach D'Antonio, hey, has anybody ever said you look like the Pringles guy? And then hopefully he don't start cussing me out, because I don't really know him. He don't know me. So I'll mention your name.
He should, yeah, blame me for it, because he does look, we showed it earlier with Chad Edwards. I think Chad was surprised. He looks just like the Pringles guy. I'm telling you. I mean, look at it. It's spitting image. It's the Pringles guy.
But he doesn't have a mustache.
Doesn't matter. It looks just, you would think it's they made the Pringles guy off of D'Antoni. It's what you would think.
I don't. You know what? You are tremendous at the comparisons. I don't get this one. It's the first one you've done. I said to myself,
oh, you don't get it? You're lost.
I don't get this one. I'm lost on this.
By the way, I got a new good one for you. You ready? So I texted this to our man Rojo out there the other day. I got a good one for you. This is a brand new one I just came up with. I saw it on TV the other day. You'll like it. How about Kalen DeBoer from Alabama and John Cena?
Let me see it. You got it?
Well, I don't have it. We'll have to make it for next week's show. I got to craft
it for next week.
We'll craft it. Just remind me.
I know John Cena. I know John Cena's face. I don't see Kalen DeBoer's face.
And listen, the way Alabama's been going, sorry, Chuck, if you're watching this, I know you still have a lot of allegiance to the Tide, Roll Tide, your son Carter who went there now with the Raiders. Listen, Bama's going the wrong direction right now, and I'm sorry to tell you, Kalen DeBoer might be looking for a job in wrestling with John Cena. The rate he's going. It might be.
John Cena's done come the end of December in wrestling. That's what he's telling us. He's going to strictly do Hollywood. DeBoer will make it through the season. Guarantee
he'll make it through the season. I'm not saying he'll get fired during the season. I didn't say that. But I don't see them making the playoff in that rugged, big, bad SEC. And I definitely don't know that he'll be back beyond next season. I might give him one more year. He might be 3 and done or 2 and done.
I will agree with you on that line. He gets this year, next year for sure. If he's 500 and not even 500, if he wins 7 games, 6-7 games, and he's not in the playoffs, they're going to, at that level, they expect 10, 11 wins and at the least losing the championship game at the very least. That's that level. And replacing Nick Saban, because there's so many people now saying, do whatever it takes to get Nick Saban back out of retirement at Alabama. That's kind of what a feel is. And it's a shame, because DeBoer is a very good coach. It's just, you follow a legend like that and you don't win 11 games in Alabama, the heat is on. And it's only his second year, but that's the price you pay when you're at that level.
I want to know, we're going to do our player of the week here coming up soon on the Hash with Hatfield. So I want to have some candidates for it. Give me who should be player of the week for this week. It can be 757 or beyond it. I got one for you from Hickory High School, who won last night 23-0 over Manor. You ready for the name? Not a name we've talked about a whole lot on this show. We did have a Donnell Brown show in the summertime from the Lansdowne team camp. You ready?
Bring it.
Evan White, 260 all-purpose yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 tutties. You familiar with tutties? Okay. 2 interceptions. So it breaks down as 3 catches for 140 and 2 scores, 2 punt returns for 55 yards, 2 picks for 65 yards, 6 tackles and a pass breakup. And by the way, he might have sold popcorn at halftime too. I'm not sure. He did everything in that game. That's my leader in the clubhouse. Unless someone can hit the chat line, the comment line, the X, the Twitter, the Instagram, the YouTube, the Facebook, and give me someone that had a better game than Evan White from the Hickory Hawks. Want to hear it? Let me know.
The one I'm looking at, because I was looking at some stats you had sent me, obviously. How about
There's one, by the way.
Marcus Chapman. I just was going to say, man, JH, he just took the word out of my mouth. All right. What? 186 yards rushing. He's a quarterback. Couple touchdowns. He's a quarterback. And he threw for what? 3 touchdowns?
When did you get stats all of a sudden? You never have stats. When did you do some research for a change?
No, come on, man. See, again, I got people in the right places. They give me some stuff on here. And I know I'm a busy dude and I got a lot of things on my mind. But how about him for the that idea? The pressure's going to make him hop. Somebody was smoking or something. What was going on?
Smoking. I'm on Gibbs. Yeah.
On the first thing smoking.
I'm not sure you got that one.
Kalen. Yeah. Oh, is he talking about Kalen DeBoer?
Yeah.
Pressure's going to make him hop.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about.
I got it. All right, Maude. I was a little scared. I thought you were saying you're maybe
you're a little we know in your old age you're getting a little slow. We get it. It's cool. It's all right. Even though your last name is Young, we know it's okay. It's all right. Bear with us. Marcus Chapman's a good one, by the way. I forgot about it. He had a really good game. And you know what? The closeness, competitiveness of that game with Lake Taylor might give him the slight nod over Evan White. I'm taking nothing from Evan White. Darn good ball player. I believe Norfolk State has offered him too, by the way. And by the way, speaking of Norfolk State, behold the green and gold. I know Terrell Whitehead out there watching on IG and Coach Harris over there, both from Green Run. Stallions got themselves a comfortable 55-3 win over Kellum last night. Charles Jackson, by the way, is balling, running the ball well, and that defense is looking good. But Michael Vick was on the sidelines last night at the Kings Fork Wise game. How about that? Keeping an eye on some players. Maybe I hate to start spreading rumors. Maybe he's trying to flip a Kings Fork commit or get someone that hasn't committed yet. You know, Zadarius Wynn, who made that big kick return, is committed to NC Central. Maybe he's going to flip a guy by signing day. You never know. You never know. I'm just saying, put it out there in the ether. You never know.
You know, and I want to do another little sidebar real quick.
Go ahead.
We had Jeff Jones, Chad Edwards talking about basketball clinics. Sunday, which is tomorrow, people, tomorrow, I will be at the Norfolk State Clinic. Behold the green and gold. I'm going to be under the green and gold at 10 o'clock in the morning. They got a clinic.
Will you get a selfie with Robert Jones?
Robert Jones don't want to do no selfie with me.
I'm sure you're right. He watches the show from time to time. We've had him on, so there you go.
But hey, and maybe it was our dropping the ball. We didn't have him on, but we have, we got so much football stuff that we.
Well, if he's watching this, and by the way, his son Justin over there at Atlantic Shore is one of the better ball players in the area too. If he's watching this, we talked about you breaking your hand. I would love for Rob to ask you for the selfie and send it to me, and just have his fist right there next to your face. That would be just like that, like a box. I would, Rob, if you're watching, Coach Jones, I would love that. I would get that thing framed. I get it blown up and framed. I would seriously. It would be, matter of fact, I'd put it right there by the fireplace. Right there by the fireplace. See it?
Yeah, hanging it with all your other big time stuff.
No, see that? It's got. Listen, right above the little mantle, right there above the fireplace. I would get it hanging right there. I got room for it. It'd be a perfect blown up picture. So, Coach, if you're watching, I will root for your Spartans every time they're playing somebody that I am not broadcasting a game for, which is pretty much all of them. If you do that for me, I'm telling you, please give me that picture. I would love it. I hope someone will send him this. I hope so.
We do have a coach's clinic tomorrow. No conflicts. 10 in the morning.
Okay.
I will be there. I already got my ticket. Paid for it. I know this guy says I always seek free. I paid for it. I will be there.
I'm shocked. So who did you steal the money from to pay for it? You had to steal the money from somebody. Had to.
Charged it. I'll be paying for it for the next 7 months.
Oh, that charge card. I hate to see those bills. Oh,
smoking. That charge card has flames coming out of it.
Smoking. Yeah, I know. Hey, before we take a break and do our buy or sell and then finish up with NFL picks a little bit after high noon today, we got time. We're going to go a little over today. Why not? It was a great week of high school games. Just a great week of high school games. Now I lost my train of thought because you got me all distracted here. Oh, I know what it was. Someone actually came up to me. This was at the Kings Fork game Friday night and asked, "Are you and Coach going to do another Sunday night special?" I said, whoa. It's not a Sunday night special. It was just special for last Sunday night. We did our Hatfield and Young Manning cast style with Notre Dame, Miami. I said, but we will do another game. We'll have to pick it out when his schedule's free and my busy schedule is free. We'll find a game. We'll get more coaches on. But we got really good reaction and feedback from a lot of people, at least that I've encountered. I don't know about you, interacted it late. They enjoyed that greatly and would like to see us do that again. So we will do that again at some point. I don't know when. We'll have to find maybe a good primetime NFL game that I am not covering a high school game that night and that you're not honky-tonking because you like to honky-tonk around the town. And you're playing some game over there on your phone. I had the little cha-ching in the background.
I wish that was a cha-ching. I had somebody sending me. I got people galore getting on me. People, don't ask me questions on the phone. Get on the chat line.
That's what I say. People are sending me texts and things. Yeah, get on our chat line. And then they're like, well, and I do know we have other things streaming at this time too on Cova Sports TV. So that could also make it hard to click the usual box to do that. But yeah, get on the chat line and we'll post your comment on the screen and we'll answer whatever question you have. And that friend of yours, old, young, lady, man, whoever it is, they can get on the chat line and ask you for the money that you owe them, I guess. There you go.
I do owe a few people some dollars and cents. I admit that, but I got their name written down. I see it every day.
Oh, they got your name written down too, by the way. They're going to find you.
And when I hit that $1 billion Powerball this week, I'm going to bless them more than what they pulled out of their pocket for me. Trust me on that one.
Oh, okay. That's nice to hear. All right. When we come back, it is college football edition of Buy or Sell with yours truly and the coach, Ed Young. You are watching the one, the only, the place for your sports fix in 757 local, high school, college, and pro. It is none other than 757 Sports Talk on Cova Sports TV.
James Catato tells us tonight there's a new team making new noise in the USL2 scene on the other side of the water.
Something special is brewing inside the walls of the Virginia Beach Sportsplex.
We're not here for moral victories. When we're on our day, we're a legit team.
See the stars of the future in pre-professional action at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. This combined season ticket special is for men's and women's. That's 15 games for just $100 for adults and $80 for youth. VBU has a brand new women's team that competes in the W League. Soccer fans, it's time to rally behind Virginia Beach United. Tickets are on sale now. Visit vbunited.com. Don't miss out on Virginia Beach United.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us. And the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
And now back to Matthew Hatfield and the evil basketball coach. Blast you, Ed Young!
And we're back here on 757 Sports Talk. Like, share, and subscribe, and interact with us on Cova Sports TV. Wherever you're tuning in, we are always glad that you are doing so. All right, Ed, it's time now to talk some college football. We got a first full week in the books. Oh, so cool to see Lee Corso. Get it right, by the way. The headgear, he took the Buckeyes. They beat Texas and Arch Manning. All the Heisman talk is going out the window. Like I throw this out the window. Oops, uh-oh. Be careful my phone there. And he also called the upset of Florida State beating Alabama. Nick Saban's not coaching there anymore. We've learned that pretty quickly, haven't we? So let's do this. Let's do some buy or sell with some questions on college football. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Here we go. First one is we will cue up some music with it, and we'll go to the Commonwealth. Virginia Tech, which lost a tough one on the day before Labor Day. The Hokies fall to South Carolina. Will they respond and not lose another game in the month of September? They took one in August. Will they go unblemished in September? You say, I got to see the schedule, Matt. I got to see the schedule.
Matt.
I can't do it, Matt. I'm getting my Phil Steele book. I got to know who they're playing, Matt. Let me look at who they got coming up. What's the schedule look like?
Where's my schedule, Matt? You got my schedule, Matt? Where's my schedule?
I don't. All right. You're going to beat me up, Stewie, with the $5?
Yeah, you got the 5 o'clock. Get my schedule.
Yeah, $5. Wipe yourself off.
Yeah, it's a good OJ.
It's some good OJ. All right. Well, aren't you a character? It's one of your favorite episodes. I know it is. They have Vanderbilt at home in Hokie Land. Remember, Vanderbilt beat them last year in Nashville. Old Dominion comes to Hokie Land. That's right, they do. And it's on a screen edge. Look at the schedule on the screen now. Monarchs after the Commodores of Vandy. Then they host Wofford. That's an easy W. And then NC State on the road in Raleigh. Ooh, tricky for a Hokies team that, only down 10-8 through 3 quarters of play. And South Carolina punted the ball 4 times, field goal going into the fourth quarter, and the Hokies had a yardage advantage. But the special teams, outside of that 56-yard field goal before the break against the Gamecocks, they gave up an 80-yard punt return to Vakari Swain, and the defense got tired late. Lenora Sellers' 3rd and 13 scramble with 4 minutes to go pretty much was the nail in the coffin. That was all she wrote. Wait. Did I say nail in the coffin? I did say nail in the coffin.
A nail in the coffin!
Thank you, Frank. What do you think? Buy or sell this for Virginia Tech?
The 2 games that stumped me are Vanderbilt, NC State. I'm gonna buy it. I think they're going undefeated.
You're going to buy it. I was ready to buy it too, but that trip to Raleigh is where I say. And you know what? NC State was not great in its season opening win over East Carolina. And they showed to me their defense, which gave up 30 points per game last year, is not going to be this lights-out defense. So it might be an overtime type of game, but the Hokies are vulnerable enough that I can't buy them, Ed. I cannot buy them, so I'm going to sell this. I'm selling. Question number 2 in buy or sell here. Let's stay in the Commonwealth. UVA, they looked good in their opener. 48 on the board against the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina from the Sun Belt. It wasn't the Fun Belt for them. Will the Wahoos score 48 again, or will that be the season high for Virginia the rest of the way? And go ahead and say what you want to say. I know what it is. I got to see the schedule, Matt. I got to see the schedule. You got it, don't you?
Yeah, I've got it in front of me. I don't see them scoring. The only team I can guess they would score 48 on.
Don't say it because he won't come on the show now. We want to get him on the show soon. Former UVA coach.
Yeah, I won't say it then. I will say that's their season high. I will buy it.
You're going to buy it. Well, I'm going to sell it, just like I sold the last one. And you say, why are you selling it, Matt? Go ahead.
Why
say
are you
it.
selling?
Because they do play, unfortunately. Mike London's Tribe of William & Mary, who are an FCS team. And yes, William & Mary did win its opener. Lost its opener, 23-21 against Furman. And, 2 years ago, it was only 27-13 in that game. But I could see UVA erupting in that game and hanging up a 50 burger or 56. So I'm going to, sadly, sell this. But
Mike London won't come on now.
Well, here's the other thing. They also play Stanford, and Stanford's lousy. So, possibility there.
They'll score 44 against Stanford.
44? All right. Can we take that to the bank?
Take it to the bank.
Well, they hammered a Sun Belt team. Here's another Sun Belt team that's got Virginia Tech on the schedule coming up here soon. Will Old Dominion win at least 2 games as an outright underdog? They were a dog against Indiana. They were barking early up 7-0. Woof, woof. And Ricky Ronnie, we heard Paul Stone talk about it in the summertime with us. They are great as a live underdog. What about the Narcs and Old Dominion? Will they win at least 2 games as an outright underdog? And they're going to be an underdog at Virginia Tech on September 13th, as well as the 27th, we would suspect, at home against the Flames of Liberty.
I would have to know who the Vegas people are going to say they're underdogs against. I have a schedule in front of me. They're going to be underdog Virginia Tech, underdog Liberty, underdog Madison, underdog, I think, App State, and one of the Georgia teams. Maybe at Georgia Southern. So I'd have to see who they're going to be. and we won't know until it gets close to that game. I'm going to say I can give them one win against under it, so I'll sell it.
Well, look at the last couple years. They were a dog against Louisiana 2 years ago, won. Dog at Southern Miss, won. Dog against Appalachian State and Georgia Southern, won. They won 4 games as a dog. 4, Ed, not 2, not 3, not 1, 4. And last year, dog at Bowling Green, 10 points, won. Texas State, won. If we've learned anything about this Old Dominion football team, regardless of how Colton Joseph plays at quarterback, what the running game does, when they catch enough passes at receiver spot, and what hurt them against Indiana was they had too many miscues. Penalties, turnovers will get you beat against better teams. You have inferior talent, you'll get beat. Jason Henderson's now back healthy at linebacker. How's the secondary going to hold up against some of these better passing attacks? What we've learned about the Sun Belt is dogs bark and win. So I'm buying it. I think it happens. I'm not saying the Monarchs will win in the Sun Belt or going crazy to win 10 games, but I think as a dog they'll win. But they also might lose a game or two as a favorite now too, sadly. So there you have it. Let's go to our fourth one as we go outside the Commonwealth. Florida State and Miami will both be unbeaten, not undefeated, misspelled there. They'll be unbeaten when they square off. Yeah, I know our graphics department, we got to send them up the river, right? There it is. When they square off on October 4th, will they both be unbeaten?
Well, my first instinct is going to say, do either one of them play Clemson before? That's all I need to know. Florida State
does not. November 8th.
Florida State will be undefeated when they play Miami of Florida. That's a guarantee.
And Miami does not play Clemson on the schedule. And they just beat your Fighting Irish from Notre Dame. And I know that made you upset after the Irish rallied in the fourth quarter to tie up the game. But then the Canes went on a field goal. Mario Cristobal's Canes have Bethune-Cookman, USF, Florida, bye week at Florida State. Then you have
Florida will be the tough one, but it's at home.
And then Florida State's got East Texas A&M bye week, Kent State at UVA, then Miami. I'm going to say Florida State's unbeaten, but Miami gets tripped up by the Gators. Yes, I said it, so I'm going to sell this and not buy it. How about that?
See, that's what I want to say, but I hate always agreeing with you. I do feel Florida will beat Miami, even though it's in Miami. I do.
DJ Lagway.
I'll go against you for the sake of going against you, and I will say both will be unbeaten.
You don't believe in it. You don't believe in it. Well, here's one that you can go first for our last one. The winner of Saturday's Michigan and Oklahoma game will make the college football playoff. You're a little upset that Michigan is a 2.5-point road dog, being that they're higher ranked, and they have the great Bryce Underwood at quarterback, who was 21 of 31 in his debut at trigger spot against the Lobos of New Mexico. You buying or selling?
Yeah. I'm going to I think Michigan wins it. Okay. And Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Big Ten's going to send at least 3 to the tournament, at least 3. I think Michigan will be number 3. Illinois could be a surprise. I'm not sold totally on Oklahoma. I know Phil still has them as his number 1 surprise team, which means they'll do well. And I almost look at this game as Florida State beating Alabama. What? LSU beating Clemson, huh? And now we could throw Oklahoma beat Michigan. What? I could see that type of situation happen. But I won't be waffling here. I'll pancake Oklahoma and go with Michigan. So, yes, they'll be in a college playoff.
You have the winner making the playoff. That's a buy.
Right, I think Michigan will win it, and I think they'll be in the playoff. Now,
go ahead.
I was going to say, if Oklahoma wins this game, I'm not so sure they'll be in the playoff. SEC is a little tougher than.
Well, you just went where I'm going. Not just is the SEC tough, with LSU and with Georgia and with Texas, who will bounce back. Alabama will bounce back. Ole Miss is good. Really tough to get out of the SEC. Big Ten's got Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon. And, oh, by the way, look at USC's schedule. They should be unbeaten when they take on your Irish in October. So, because of all that, I'm going to sell this. I think Oklahoma wins the game close with the Wolverines of Michigan. They'll do enough to just contain, maybe not shut down or stop one Bryce Underwood. But I don't think the winner of this game makes the playoff. I'm selling it. I'm selling it. So there you have it. Not a great game, week of games for week 2 in college football, but there you have it. Week 1 was lots of fun as far as the full slate goes on Labor Day weekend. All righty. It is 757 Sports Talk, and you're watching all the time with us on Cova Sports TV. Like, share, and always subscribe.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there. Because here, you are more. One Life Fitness.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us, and the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
Hey, all you happy pappy people. We're back with joke time. What gets wetter the more it dries? A towel.
This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk with Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
Got a towel off, Ed. Got a towel off.
It's the first one I can say for sure.
Oh, you like it? He's coming around, buddy.
I'm gonna give you that one because you're not the originator of that joke. I heard that before. What gets wetter as it dries? Ow. All right, I'll give you that one. That's it. No more. Rest of the show, no more fool in the pool. The fool is out of the pool, and he's here.
It was a good one, though.
I'm not going to. Woody's the one that's encouraging you. I'm not encouraging. I've got people.
He's not alone. People love it.
I got people looking to make sure we get this thing out of there because
if you don't like the poolside adventures in joke time, just hop on the screen and we'll give us thumbs down. If you like it, give us thumbs up. We'll
come on. Come on, people. Those who support me, come on now. We got it.
You're not going to get much support.
You
might get it at Smithfield, but you're not at Smithfield today, sir. And Keith chimed in earlier. Keith probably.
Yes, I saw Keith. He said going for Southampton. Keith, I've been at Smithfield all week. Don't forget now. We got to pop in. You got to pop in somewhere and see me. Now don't come and do my class.
That's right.
There he is. Keith, the Southampton.
That was from earlier. Yeah, that was from earlier. We just popped it back up.
Yeah, he's out and about already now. He's got things to do, people to see.
I want to see you and maybe you and Keith should do a live special. That'd be pretty cool. It is time now for the NFL picks, and as we showed you earlier, the regular season standings. Bruce beat Ed by 2 games. We're missing my data. I just don't know where it went. Sorry, folks. I just don't know where it went. We'll have to locate it at some point. Our man Nick Senti chiming in, Ed. He says he needs some NFL locks for bets. Who can he bet the farm on? Ooh, be careful, Nick. Be careful. You might lose the farm. Week 1, I would caution people to do this for fun.
Nick, you don't want anything from me. And lately, you don't want nothing from this guy either. Trust me on that.
Well, my picks have been all right lately. I feel pretty good about it. But I want to caution folks. Give that responsible little tag disclaimer. Week 1, crazy stuff happens. Very, very crazy. So proceed cautiously. Act responsibly. That's what I would tell people.
It's for entertainment purposes only.
That's right. Otherwise, you won't have the background I got. You might have the background as a guy. Never know.
Right.
Let's get to the NFL selections, shall we? And here we go. Let's pop it up. Let's pop it up. Bruce Pearl's got his picks in. And I know you are anxious to see what his picks are for this particular week in the National Football League. Bruce beat you. He beat me. And he's got his 3 choices already on the board. Ready for him? Here we go. Eddie's got the Jags laying 3.5 against the Carolina Panthers. I'm all on the Jags. Listen, you can take one of Bruce's. We can't take each other's. You can't take 2 of Bruce's. By the way, that was my favorite play as well. So go ahead and smack your, you can steal it from me, I guess.
Where's the locker when I need it?
Don't do that. You'll break the other hand. The Raiders, your Las Vegas Raiders, go to the East Coast, west to East Coast, 1 o'clock Eastern start, always dicey. He's got the Patriots minus the 2.5 with Drake May in his 2nd season at the Q. And then here's a sneaky one from Bruce. Over the total 47.5 in Falcons and Bucks. It's a lot of points on the board with Michael Penix and company, Bijan Robinson against Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, and that Tampa Bay offense. So you get to go first between us, and you can copycat Bruce because that's part of how you got as many wins as you got a season ago. What do you think, sir?
No, I love that pick. I think it is Nick. That's the lock of the week. Jags over Panthers. But
should he bet his farm? Should Nick bet his farm on it? I know he's got a farm out there near Kellum High School where he went to school. Bet his farm. Now listen, if Nick is farmless next week because Carolina springs the upset in Mr. Liam Cohen's coaching debut, you'll have to owe Ed. You are Ed. You'll have to owe Nick a farm or some hay. One of the other. Maybe a farm with some hay.
I could probably get him some hay.
Okay.
I think Nick, I think you can go with that now. Maybe bet 1 horse, not the whole farm. Okay. I think Nick has 5 horses. Bet maybe
5.
The slow horse. The slow
horse. 5.
Nick has his ways.
So you're going to copy and take Jacksonville.
Nope. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals minus 5.5 over the Browns.
Really? You remember they lost their opener last year to New England. You're going to go with Cincinnati minus 5.5. Are you really?
I'm going to throw this in here, which will make you say what? Put it down as a lock.
Wow. Melinda's got the Jags and the Raiders. And watch what I do here, Melinda. I could take the Raiders just to eat it at here. But I'm going to take the pick because it was written. I have my 2 I love the most this week. I have the Jags. I'm actually going to take the second one, which I believe, I could be wrong. I think he told me this when we did our On the Hatfield special back in December. And they won the state championship for 2nd straight year. I think he told me his favorite NFL team was the Denver Broncos, but that's not why I'm taking them. I think Denver's going to have a big year, win the division. I love their defense, and they're playing a rookie quarterback. And my rule of thumb is go against rookie quarterbacks in the NFL in week 1, especially on the road. Remember how great Jaden Daniels was for the Washington Commanders last year? As great as he was, he struggled in his first start on the road in Tampa Bay against the Buccaneers. So thus, Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick from the Tennessee Titans, which I think, by the way, is Coach Mike Privett's favorite team. I wonder if Derrion and Priv have a little something on that game. Maybe. I feel better about the Broncos, though. 8.5 is a big number, Ed. However, I think the Broncos will cover it and win it. So I'm going to do this. I'll actually make that pick number 1. Remember, we do 1 pick, 2, 1 to finish it up here. I'm going to make the 8.5 for Denver pick number 1. It is the 4 Eastern game. And I'm going to take the one that Bruce had. It was my favorite pick on the board. Just to eat at you. You thought you had it there as a layup. You're not getting it as a layup. I actually agree with you. I think Jacksonville will beat Carolina. I think that could be high scoring, by the way. Over 46.5 is intriguing because, remember, Bryce Young got better as the season progressed. So give me Jags minus 3.5, Broncos minus 8.5. Ed is rooting hard for the Broncos to only win by 7 and rooting hard for the Panthers now to lose by a field goal just to eat at me and it's sticking my craw and I'd be 0-2 out of the chute. Ed's got 2 more picks, though, to go with Cincinnati laying the 5.5 in their Ohio rival. That is right. She's going with Denver. It is Deri's team. I thought it was. So good to know. All right, Ed, who's your second pick to go with the Bengals, not the Bungles?
Give me Tampa Bay -1.5 over the Falcons.
You're going Bucks.
Yeah, something tells me Atlanta's going to win that.
Well, remember now, you're taking here, if I'm seeing it right, you're taking 2 road teams.
Yeah,
you're taking the Bengals down there in Ohio. It's not big of a road game, and a division road game, and a division road team again. Which, by the way, I might surprise you on my third pick. I might take a pup. I like taking favorites in week 1, but I might take a pup here. I'm looking hard at one, and the over-unders are not great for me this week, but there's a couple I'm thinking about. So you're going to go. I got it right here. Bucks -1.5. All right, what's your third selection?
Third selection. I'm looking at a couple things as it comes to my mind. That Steeler-Jet game, which could be extremely ugly.
Another road team?
Huh?
Another road team?
Well, no. I'm thinking. I'm looking at the over/under, 37.5. I mean, can both these teams score 20 points? Answer yes, which would put the game over 37.5. Weather will be fine. Give me Steelers-Jets over 37.5.
How great would it be if the final score of this game ends up being 27-10 and you lose by half a point? That'd just be so fantastic.
You would like that.
Oh, I would. I would eat it up like candy. Eat it up like candy, I would. All right, for my third pick.
And yes, Melinda, I'm going with the Steelers to win it with that point. What is the point spread? 2.5 Steelers. Yes, I'm going to go the over and under.
You could also see Aaron Rodgers kind of caving late in that game. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. All right, and I'm not doing it just because of her. I looked at this hard. I talked about it. Division road games. We watched Dallas go play in Philly really well. CeeDee Lamb had to drop seats. Oh well. But Fletcher Cox decided to do, and Ed Young, when he sees Matt Hatfield walk into the gym, decided to spit, or Bill Romanowski decided to spit. That's a no-no.
Hey. Don't use nothing about spit. Jalen Walker, you're an idiot.
No,
Don't
Carter,
do that.
Carter, not Walker. Carter.
I mean, Carter. I'm sorry, Jalen Walker. Carter.
But the line worries me a little bit. All you Commanders fans out there, I know Jack Lowe's tuning in. I know my man Suave. I love the commies, the Commanders. They are the Commanders, who I think can win that division, and I think they can get back to the NFC Championship. I really do. But remember, Terry McLaurin wasn't there for a while in the summer. I think the 6.5 is too big a number. Melinda, I'm not sure your Giants will win this game outright, but I do think Russell Wilson and company at a collegiate in Richmond, Virginia, and I do think the defensive front will keep this thing close, and I think it's a field goal game at the end. Remember now, 2 games in the book so far in the NFL season, and those 2 games in the NFL season so far were decided by less than 7 points. The Chargers beating the Chiefs with Justin Herbert and company 27-21, and Philly over Dallas 24-20. One of those games was in São Paulo, Brazil. Give me a 3-point game and give me the Giants plus the 6.5. I'm taking a dog for the last pick. So to recap it, the NFL selections for week number 1. Don't play with you. I'm not playing with you. I'm serious. I think they will cover. They won't win probably, but they'll cover. I'm going Broncos minus
Melinda, I think this game, in all honesty, I was going with Washington for the longest time. I think the Giants can win this outright.
Woo!
I think they can.
There's going to be an upset, and that could be one of them. It won't shock me if they pull it off. But I'm going to go Broncos minus the 8.5. Not worried about the big number at all. Jags minus 3.5. I worry about them getting a big lead and letting Carolina back in. And then Giants plus the 6.5. I think they will be spirited. And only thing that would bug me is if it's one of those deals where they get a touchdown at the end and get the extra point and lose by half a point. That'll bother me. I'd rather have 7.5 than 6.5. I'd rather have 7.5 than 6.5 on the spread. But that's what we got. For me, Ed's got Bengals minus 5.5, Bucks minus the 1.5, and over 37.5. And to recap Mr. Pearl's picks, Bruce, who is the reigning champion, he's wearing the belt, wearing the chain, the gold chain, and all the paraphernalia when he's coaching the Mustangs there on Saturdays at the Plex. He's going Jags like me. I took him from him, I guess. Patriots Which, by the way, Bruce, Ed's Raiders, he's got the Oakland Raiders. You need to change that to Las Vegas, Ed. I think the Raiders have a shot in that game. I really do. I think Pete Carroll will have them inspired.
I think Raiders win that game outright. I really do.
I think they could. They could. The 2.5 is why I laid off it. I didn't want to go checker on checker with Bruce, the defending champion week 1, and it is West Coast to East Coast. But I think Ashton Genty's going to have a really good year and be a Rookie of the Year finalist, if not win it. And over 47.5 in Falcons-Bucks, where it'll be a 24-23 finish at the gun on a game-winning. No, it'll be a missed field goal just to really mess with Ed. They'll be lining up for a game-winning field goal and it'll go wide right, and Ed's a loser, baby, by a half a point. There you go. There you go. All right, as we've been to do on this particular Saturday, let's put it up here on the screen again. The the high school football games for this week. Our parting shots for today, and 7-5-7 games. Got a couple on Thursday. Not the most attractive, unfortunately, for the games over at Darling and Todd to open the week next week. But there are some spicy games on Friday. Bayside at Kempsville is a game under consideration. McNamara at Maury at Powhatan, game to consider to go check out. What else is worth considering to check out? Well, you have a couple others that are interesting. I'll give you one. It's a sleeper game. You ready? Not a game of the week candidate, but I'm curious to see what happens in Western Branch at Hickory. 2-0 Bruins at 1-0 Hawks. That's kind of a separator game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Western Branch really getting out of the blocks quick and hard. Hickory trying to show that they're not a pushover type team, can try to get in contention. That's a good under the radar type game where one of those teams, like Hickory could be 2-0, Western Branch could be 3-0.
Probably will be close too. I don't think it'll be a blowout. Woodside's got a chance to get to 2-0 if they can go win at North. You haven't talked a lot about Alonzo Coley's Wolverines. We'll have to get him on the show here soon. I think Nansman and Indian River will be okay on the road there as we see that one. I think Lake Taylor can go on the road and beat Deep Run to get back over 500 at 2-1. Norcom welcomes in a mad Varina team. Might not be good news for the Greyhounds, who could fall to 0-3 before they travel to Manor. And on the PD slate of things, Saturday's game, Bethel Warwick, is a must type of game for both. They both really need that game. And in the Bay Rivers, the game of note, I know you'll be keeping an eye on those Packers against Bruton, trying to even the mark to 1-1. But Tab Pocosin, rivalry game at Bailey. Winner gets to 3-0. I think you kind of undersold Pocosin a bit, but Tab trying to spring the upset. If they were to knock off Pocosin, a Class 2 title contender, made the state semis the last few years, that would be a giant win for John Byron and company.
Yeah, I think, and looking at Bay Rivers, I think one of the Bay Rivers games, I think I had a high-scoring game, York and – who was it, York and Tad? No. Who did York play? Grafton.
Oh, we didn't. Yeah, you had York. I took Grafton 42-35. We haven't talked about it yet, but Doug Pereira and the Falcons, blue smoke, baby. He got it done, so I know you want to shout out Dougie.
Yeah, Doug. Good job, Doug. Hey, remember years ago I used to say I always wanted to get up in the morning and look at Bay River scores because you're going to see a 39-38 crazy 6 overtime game, whatever. Doug, you didn't disappoint me, though I'm a member of the Bay Rivers now. I'm really looking at it, and great job on that and getting that. I think I got that score close.
I want to know, matter of fact, now you got me looking it up here. By the way, Evan McCungo has one of the hardest names to say or spell, a couple touchdown runs. Logan Turner had a pick six to open the season against Pocosin, had an interception to seal the win for them. And in addition to those two guys, Jaden Aarons at quarterback threw the ball pretty well, had a touchdown pass, touchdown run. But I want to see York and Smithfield. You got me curious now where that game is. Of course, you're the enemy now. You're not the rival. But I want to have, the game is at Smithfield. All right, Pat Doolan, if you're watching the show, and I know you are, October 17th. This is what I want. I don't know if Doug will do this too. Doug might find it like we're trying to – we're not poking fun. We love you, Doug. October 17th at Smithfield. I want to have 2 tunnels of entrances. Ed with Tracy Parker and company run out with blue smoke, and then see Doug and his crew run out with blue smoke. That'd be great, wouldn't it? That'd be simultaneously run out with 2 blue smoke. That'd be great, wouldn't it? That'd be so fun. So fun.
We're not – hey, Doug, I love you, but we're not allowing you any extras at Smithfield. You're going to have to earn it on that field.
Earn it. Keith says good afternoon.
Hey,
good
Keith,
morning,
you're back again. You're right
night,
there.
Keith.
Is Keith going to ever be at a Smithfield game?
Yeah, he will be. Keith, get on the chat line and tell Ed if you will be there September 12th. Now, Ed's already told you he's going to miss the Bruton game because he's driving up to Charlottesville Friday.
I'll miss
So you'll have to, because then it's 3 straight road games. It's at War Hill, at Newton, at Tab. You got to wait till October 10th against Grafton or October 17th against York. You can't miss the York game. You cannot miss the York game. Got to be there.
I'll be there. Those 2 games, I'll be there.
Okay.
Okay. Grafton and York, I will be on with it.
Now, here's the golden question as we get ready to sign off, and I have a college football upset. Ed will give you a pick or 2, potentially 2. Will you be handing out Halloween candy on the 31st, your favorite holiday? We know it's not your favorite holiday. Or will you be at the football game when the Packers welcome in the Gloucester Dukes?
I'll be at the football game. No candy. Halloween should be abolished. I'm still working on that one too. Get rid of that. Fool in the pool, Halloween.
Abolished? Why do you want to abolish Halloween and poolside adventures?
What good is Halloween?
Well, kids get to go get some candy that rots their teeth and dress up in costumes. What do you mean what's good with Halloween?
It's the devil's workshop. Halloween, get rid of it.
You are Scrooge, the devil's workshop.
That's
You are
Christmas.
Scrooge.
Keep Christmas. Keep Christmas.
Well, nobody's saying about Christmas or Thanksgiving. You just
said
like
Scrooge. I'm not Scrooge. That's Christmas.
Okay. College football. You have an upset special for me? I've got one for you. You can tell me yours or I can tell you mine.
Give me yours first. I got to look at some of it. I looked at the scroll. I got to bring the scroll back. Bring the scroll back so I can.
Bring the scroll back. All right, we got you. Give me 1 second. We will bring the college football ticker scroll with the matchups for Ed at his request. I've got one that involves a really good team, in fact, a top 25 team, a team that actually plays, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe they're not in the scroll. I thought they were in the ticker here. They do play, yes.
So far in the ticker.
7:30 on ESPN2. And that is Arizona State, number 12 in the country. They're actually without their star from last year, Cam Scatteraboo, who plays for the Giants now. And I think he'll have a good year for the Giants, by the way. He could be a sneaky rookie of the year guy, late round pick. But I think Mississippi State at home in Starkville, a 6.5-point dog. I'm surprised they're the dog in this game. I think they win this game outright. Give me Mississippi State and the SEC to flex its muscles at home against the Sun Devils. My upset special, and if you're still watching, Nick, take that to the bank and put the farm on it. Yeah, you heard it right there. Mississippi State, the Bulldogs.
You know, I'm on one of those fantasy things where you pick games and whatever.
You are.
And I think I was going to take Mississippi State over Arizona State as soon as I saw it. And then something made me go pick Arizona State. I think I'm going to go back and look now because now you got me confused which one did I pick. I know I picked the state to win. I just got to remember what state it was. The upset I like today, and I think it would be greater than Mississippi State beating Arizona State, is Baylor going into SMU.
Oh, I like that.
SMU and knocking down the Mustangs. Give me Baylor.
You know, Baylor has a lot of issues defensively. They were my pick to win the Big 12. I'm leaning back with Utah now. Utah just put a hurting on UCLA, but I think that's got a chance. SMU, that could be a really good back and forth battle with those two quarterbacks. Jennings for SMU is mighty good. I like that matchup. That's a good one. So that's going to do it for this edition of 757 Sports Talk. We thank you all for tuning in, for all the guests and all you interacting with us through our. I am Matt. Next time, as we play you out with Tropic Dreams in the background. Ed's already told you he has dreams, and I'm in a dream, so I don't leave that alone on our show.
That was the time when you were drowning in a pool. That was the dream.
Did you say pool? Did you want
No, don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Okay. We'll wait till next time, as they say, like Melinda. Till next time, thank you all for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe to Cova Sports TV on YouTube and interact with us. And we'll catch you next time right here on 757 Sports Talk.